Chapter 1151. Demon Jade Great Saint. This great saint-level secret treasure. Lin Yuan emerged from a planet named Spiritual Treasure Star, examining his harvest. The Spiritual Treasure Star is the place where secret treasure weapons are nurtured in the Shenhuang universe, not just one planet. Unlike the regular methods of forging secret treasure weapons in the Chaos Void, the way of the Shenhuang line mainly focuses on nurturing. First forge a secret treasure weapon embryo, then place it into a designated spiritual treasure star, allowing the secret treasure weapon to naturally form over the long years of nurturing. This method of forging has two major advantages. First, it's convenient. Once the secret treasure weapon embryo is made, that's all that's needed. Second, the power of the resulting secret treasure weapon is often superior to those of the same level. As for the disadvantages, the lack of human interference means it takes too long. However, if one can obtain a high-powered secret treasure weapon, spending more time is quite normal. A great saint-level soul and mind defense secret treasure? Lin Yuan looked at the yellow droplet, the size of a thumb in front of him, as if watching a vast universe. Whether it's great saint-level secret treasure weapons or other levels, defensive type ones are generally valued higher than offensive ones. After all, compared to kill methods, preserving life is undoubtedly more important. Among defensive great saint secret treasures, soul and mind defense treasures are the most precious. Not bad, not bad. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. This defensive great saint-level secret treasure, although incomparable to the life divine stone he obtained first, is still highly valuable, unattainable by many chaos great saints even after exhausting one cosmic era. It's just getting closer to the inner region of the Shenhuang universe now. Lin Yuan glanced around. Every life entering the Shenhuang universe randomly appears in the outermost edge region. And as Lin Yuan continues to explore deeper, he gradually approaches the inner region of the Shenhuang universe. The most apparent sign is Lin Yuan faintly sensing the slight aura of other Chaos Great Saints. The aura of Chaos Great Saints, when fully unleashed, can be felt even when separated by void domain after void domain. Just that the Shenhuang universe's oppressive rules made Lin Yuan only aware when nearing the inner region. No great saints share my path. Lin Yuan carefully senses for a while, concluding, other great saints do not possess a beast map, are not intimately familiar with the myriad regions within the universe. Given the vastness of the Shenhuang universe, the probability that those great saints share the same path as Lin Yuan is strikingly low. From the inner region onwards, danger will begin to appear. Lin Yuan's expression subtly serious. Treasures and wonders from the outer region can generally be taken without significant difficulty, because their value is not high. As for the 3-meter large life divine stone, totally an exception. Normally, the life origin star's nurturing of life divine stone has very low efficiency. Even spending one cosmic era, the final nurtured stone is thumb-sized. A palm-sized life divine stone can save a heavily injured, dying chaos great saint. A thumb-sized life divine stone probably can only save a chaos realm venerable. Therefore, that life origin star merely breeds rare treasures at the normal chaos realm level. However, a thumb-sized life divine stone nurtured over one cosmic era. Then what about 10 cosmic eras? 100 cosmic eras? 1,000, 10,000 cosmic eras? Quantity leads to quality change. The Shenhuang universe sealed for eons allowed Lin Yuan to harvest such a large piece of life divine stone. It's entirely a coincidence plus luck. Even if there's danger, I possess more advantages than those great saints. Lin Yuan thought to himself, the beast map has provided immense help. Star Tier Fragment World. Lin Yuan Taiyin Primordial Spirit sat cross-legged. Within the Shenhuang universe, his true self is currently proceeding smoothly, only occasionally blocked by Shenhuang beasts. As for other chaos realms, the Shenhuang universe is vast. Over 100 venerables and 10 great saints falling into such a vast universe are akin to a drop of water entering the ocean. It's still the exploration phase now. No conflicts will arise for the time being. Lin Yuan mused, the so-called conflicts mainly refer to those between great saints. Not having reached the inner region, Naturally, the great saints won't confront each other, making conflict impossible. Lin Yuan speculated, conflicts between great saints would only arise after penetrating deeper into the inner region. With my current strength, I can attempt the Black Tower's 9th floor. Lin Yuan suddenly contemplated. The 9 floors of the Demon Jade Black Tower have spanned Lin Yuan's journey from weak to strong. He traversed the 8th floor before advancing to the 12th layer. As for the 9th floor, the 9th floor of the Black Tower is completely different from the previous 8 floors. What it requires facing is a mark left by the Moyu Tower Master. Even though this mark lacks any intellect, existing solely as a fixed program, yet it originates from the Moyu Tower Master, an unparalleled great saint. In Lin Yuan's eyes, the Moyu Tower Master isn't much weaker than the Shen Huang, and according to the Eye of Myriad Laws, the Shen Huang approaches the status of invincible great saint, thus implying the Moyu Tower Master is of approximately the same level of strength, and his left mark requires at least Chaos Realm Peak or even Chaos Great Saint to confidently defeat it. After entering the 12th layer, Lin Yuan, only at the path-splitting realm, even if grown to its pinnacle, could merely match ordinary Chaos Realm Venerables, naturally losing hope of passing the Black Tower's 9th floor. Lin Yuan separated a sliver of mental will, descending into the Demon Jade space. In front of the towering 9th-floor Black Tower, Lin Yuan's figure appeared. The 6-armed figure Shinji emerged, gazing at Lin Yuan with a slightly complex expression. Lin Yuan hasn't descended here for a long time. Coming now suggests a likely intention to challenge the 9th floor of the Black Tower. And with the 6-armed figure Shinji's understanding of Lin Yuan, if without certain assurance, Lin Yuan wouldn't intentionally come. Especially with Lin Yuan aware the 9th floor of the Black Tower demands facing a mark by the Moyu Tower Master. Unless reaching Chaos Realm Peak, he wouldn't even entertain the thought of a venture. Chaos Realm Peak? That little one from back then has already grown to this extent? The 6-armed figure Shinji's thoughts wandered. He watched Lin Yuan grow up to now, and remembers when he saw this little one for the first time. He was merely at the 6th or 7th layer. In the blink of an eye, he already possesses the power of the Peak Chaos Realm. I want to attempt the 9th level of the Black Tower, Lin Yuan said. Go ahead. The 6-armed figure Shinji nodded, showing no surprise. Rumble. The gate of the 9th level of the Black Tower opened. Lin Yuan stepped in and appeared on the 9th floor. Compared to the omnipresent pressure of the previous 8 levels, the 9th level was empty, seemingly devoid of anything. But Lin Yuan remained on high alert. Soon, the world turned dark. A towering figure materialized. He wore a black robe, his gaze indifferent, seemingly containing the rules of the Great Tao. This was the imprint left by the Moyu Tower Master manifesting. When Lin Yuan first faced the Moyu Tower Master's imprint, he couldn't withstand even a single glance and his mind completely fell, not even knowing how he was defeated. But this time, Lin Yuan's strength had increased manifold, and the Moyu Tower Master's gaze, though invisibly tugging at his mind, couldn't shake Lin Yuan's mental will. Whoosh! The Moyu Tower Master quietly watched Lin Yuan, his gaze devoid of emotion, then directly raised his hand and pressed down. In an instant, the entire heaven and earth fell into darkness. This darkness was exceedingly pure, completely distinct from the black light domain of the Black Light Great Saint. Divine Ability World. Lin Yuan directly transformed into the fierce sun, the universe outside his body spreading wildly in all directions, vaguely contending with the Moyu Tower Master's dark power. Too strong. Without being a Chaos Great Saint, there's simply no match. At this moment, Lin Yuan was utterly certain that a Chaos Realm Peak Venerable could not possibly pass the 9th level. Time. Lin Yuan vaguely sensed a change in the time around him. It wasn't merely a matter of accelerating or decelerating time, but something deeper. The Moyu Tower Master's strength greatly improved after killing that wondrous life with rich time bloodline. He must have gained a lot from it. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Upon passing the 8th level, he acquired a drop of time blood, left by the Moyu Tower Master, originating from that wondrous life with a rich time bloodline. The Moyu Tower Master did not keep this drop of time blood for himself to comprehend, but rather left it in the 9th level of the Black Tower, indicating it was no longer significant for his own understanding. Boom! 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 The glimmer of the fierce sun spread, the power of the universe outside suppressing, opposing the dark power gathered by the Moyu Tower Master as he raised his hand. Lin Yuan felt exceedingly uncomfortable. This discomfort was not due to being helpless against the Moyu Tower Master. In terms of aura intensity, the Moyu Tower Master currently revealed was not as strong as the Dual Origin Great Saint or the Black Light Great Saint. Yet, the pressure this result exerted on Lin Yuan far exceeded that of the previous 2 Great Saints. Heaven Tear! Lin Yuan grasped with his right hand, and 5 terrifying marks flashed and vanished, tearing 5 cracks in the endless dark power around the Moyu Tower Master. However, shortly after these 5 cracks appeared, they quickly healed, recloaked by the endless dark power. There's no other way. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The divine skill Heaven Tier was definitely among the top 5 of his current killing techniques. Even this divine skill couldn't defeat the Moyu Tower Master, leaving Lin Yuan with no choice but to use his final move. Universe, explode! Lin Yuan's mind moved slightly, and the universe surrounding him suddenly began to collapse. Since his internal universe fused and devoured the source of the fierce sun, detonating his external universe had surpassed the divine skill Heaven Tear in might. After all, this was not just a single divine skill, but a whole new technique formed by the combination of the 13th layer's talent, fierce sun, open sky. Rumble. The universe outside collapsed, and the fierce sun also began to annihilate, the resulting terrifying power tearing every inch of the 9th level of the Black Tower. Rustle. The endless dark power raised by the Moyu Tower Master also swiftly disintegrated, until even the imprint left by the Moyu Tower Master rapidly dissolved. Rumble. After a long time, Lin Yuan walked out from the depths of time and space, his aura weakened. Is it over? Lin Yuan looked around, no longer feeling a trace of the Moyu Tower Master's aura, and breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Yuan's expression shifted, looking in a particular direction. He saw wisp after wisp of dark power converging, once again forming the figure of the Moyu Tower Master. However, compared to the initial figure's indifference and ruthlessness, this time the formed Moyu Tower Master figure had obvious differences. The gaze cast upon Lin Yuan showed an expression of surprise, as if it had come to life. Chapter 1152. The Secret of the Magic Jade. Lin Yuan watched carefully as the Moyu Tower Master reformed in the distance. He was ready to concede and exit the 9th layer of the Black Tower at any moment. First, because he had just exploded his external universe and was temporarily in a weakened state. Second, although the current Moyu Tower Master didn't have the same level of energy fluctuation as initially, the threat he posed to Lin Yuan was greater. Even if he did nothing and just stood there, there was a sense of sole dominance over time and space. Not bad. The Moyu Tower Master stared at Lin Yuan for a moment, then smiled. Not bad. Lin Yuan's expression slightly changed. According to the 6-armed figure Shun Ji, the imprint left by the Moyu Tower Master on the 9th layer was merely a kind of fixed program. But now, he had actually said, not bad. A statement with personal emotional evaluation? Very good. The Moyu Tower Master continued to look for a while and made another remark. Senior, Lin Yuan tentatively called out. Although he didn't know what state the Moyu Tower Master was in, since the other party didn't attack immediately, he likely bore no malice. Rest assured, you passed the 9th layer of the Black Tower. The Moyu Tower Master smiled slightly. I am now essentially a strand of consciousness left behind by my past self, completely severed from the true self. However, upon awakening, the connection re-established. It won't be long before I fall into another time loop. Lin Yuan was secretly shocked at these words. Indeed, the present Moyu Tower Master is more than just an unemotional imprint. It is a strand of consciousness. This consciousness is different from the soul division of the Tuolong Great Saint. The soul division is a new life form, albeit with the same memories as the original body. But consciousness is still considered the Moyu Tower Master. In fact, many Chaos Great Saints are reluctant to leave behind such a thing as a soul division. The more powerful the Great Saint, the more so. A soul division without power, when in the hands of some great saints, often meets a poor fate. Given that this consciousness still belongs to the Moyu Tower Master, even with a brief revival, it will quickly fall back into a time loop. The time loop encountered when the 12th layer attempts to break through to the 13th layer is a test from the Chaos Void, unavoidable by any means for the same being. You should have cultivated the foundational legacy of that being? No, not quite, it's somewhat different. Did you merge with other same-tier legacies? Merging different 13th layer legacies. Very impressive. The Moyu Tower Master observed Lin Yuan, asking with interest. The imprint he left after just contending with Lin Yuan. Even at the terrifying power when he exploded his external universe, the Moyu Tower Master saw it all. Thus, the information gathered was far more than those special beings observing Lin Yuan from afar outside the Shenhuang universe in his battle with the Black Light Great Saint and the Dual Origin Great Saint. In the clash between Lin Yuan and the Black Light Great Saint, the Dual Origin Great Saint, neither used their full strength, not even fully activating the external universe, much less exploding it. Of course, the Black Light Great Saint, the Dual Origin Great Saint also did not use their true lethal means. They didn't even enter the Shenhuang universe, naturally avoiding an all-out fight. I was also just lucky, Lin Yuan immediately said. He was not surprised that the Moyu Tower Master discerned his cultivation of infinite void. At the level of a peerless great saint, a 13th layer legacy isn't that much of a secret, but the Moyu Tower Master being able to see his fusion of other 13th layer methods slightly startled Lin Yuan. This implied that the Moyu Tower Master had a deep understanding of infinite void, aware of its power scope. There is no such thing as luck. The Moyu Tower Master smiled. Cultivating a 13th layer legacy is incredibly difficult. Had I not slain that wondrous life form back then, I wouldn't have reached the threshold for cultivating that 13th layer legacy. Senior also cultivated a 13th layer legacy? Lin Yuan looked at the Moyu Tower Master and said. He understood the terror of a 13th layer legacy, having reached a level in the Dominator realm to stand shoulder to shoulder with Chaos Great Saints, though it wasn't solely due to infinite void. But this 13th layer legacy that elevated Lin Yuan's foundation to a terrifying degree definitely played an important role. The Moyu Tower Master as a peerless great saint, in addition to having cultivated some kind of 13th layer legacy, how truly powerful must he be? Perhaps not sweeping away other peerless great saints, but probably close. The most difficult part of a 13th layer legacy is its cultivation, not its acquisition. The Moyu Tower Master smiled. With your current power, once you reach perfection in the Chaos Realm, your strength might even surpass mine. Lin Yuan obediently listened, and according to his own estimations, this was indeed so. If Lin Yuan could step into perfection in the Chaos Realm, ordinary peerless great saints would simply not be his match. By then, those able to pose even a slight threat to Lin Yuan were likely only those other peerless great saints who also cultivated a 13th layer legacy, or those special peerless great saints. But even then, it would be only a slight threat, as Lin Yuan had too many trump cards and methods. Back when this Black Tower was built, the intention was to nurture a Chaos Great Saint, but during my lifetime that never happened. Yet, after falling into a time loop, one eventually emerged. The Moyu Tower Master looked around with a slightly sentimental tone. During the prime of the Magic Jade Tower, the Moyu Tower Master, as an invincible great saint sweeping through the Chaos Void, indeed had some Chaos Great Saints and even peerless great saints pledge allegiance. But these Chaos Great Saints and peerless great saints were outsiders, not direct descendants of the Magic Jade Tower, lacking even the qualification to enter this Demon Jade space, let alone challenge the 9 layers of the Black Tower. Chapter 1153. The Chaos Realm cultivated by the Magic Jade Tower itself has not birthed a great saint. A Chaos Great Saint cannot be cultivated just through training. No matter how powerful the Moyu Tower Master is, he cannot forcefully cultivate a Chaos Great Saint. If this could be achieved, the Magic Jade Tower would not have fallen into decline. The Elder is still caught in the time loop, Lin Yuan tentatively asked. Are you asking about the time loop and the matters of reaching the 13th stage? The Moyu Tower Master smiled slightly. I have indeed left corresponding arrangements elsewhere, which should have been taken by now. Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan was not particularly surprised. His Majesty Shenhuang left behind the Shenhuang universe, and it is estimated that the Moyu Tower Master should have left a similar place. Just because the Shenhuang universe has just been born now does not mean that the place left behind by the Moyu Tower Master has also not been born yet. Everything depends on conditions of fate. Whether it's His Majesty Shenhuang or the Moyu Tower Master, both have been attempting to reach the 13th stage, caught in time loops with very limited influence on the outside world. However, if all you want is information about reaching the 13th stage and time loop data, I can provide it to you. The Moyu Tower Master smiled slightly. There is only one treasure and rare weapon, but information can be replicated. Thank you, Elder. Lin Yuan felt a joy in his heart. The Shenhuang universe emerged, and the Black Light Great Saint, Dual Origin Great Saint, and many other Chaos Great Saints have rushed here at all costs. What for? Treasure and rare items within the Shenhuang universe? There is indeed a purpose in this regard, but it is definitely not the main reason. These great saints are more eager to obtain His Majesty Shenhuang's views and insights on exploring the 13th stage and time loops. So-called treasures and wonders are ultimately just external forces and provide no help in reaching the 13th stage. Buzz. The Moyu Tower Master raised his right hand and pointed at Lin Yuan. Suddenly, a large amount of information surged into Lin Yuan's mind. Reaching the 13th stage time loops. Lin Yuan's complexion was thoughtful. The exploration and knowledge of time loops by the Moyu Tower Master and His Majesty Shenhuang do not come from thin air but are sourced from elsewhere. It's just that any life caught in the time loop while attempting to reach the 13th stage cannot affect the outside world, let alone convey any information about their own time loop. Therefore, if you want to gain accurate exploration knowledge on time loops, you can only get it from those beings who have successfully navigated through the time loop. And those who have navigated through the time loop, they are the 13th stage time life. This is also the reason why many peerless great saints traverse the chaos void, pursuing the footsteps of 13th stage time life. The Moyu Tower Master has traversed various void domains, delved into dangerous sites and relics, and once had the fortune to meet a 13th stage time life and, under its guidance, gained much information on reaching the 13th stage and time loops. Each Chaos Realm consummation's time loop is different. Simply put, you can't prepare in advance. The Moyu Tower Master looked at Lin Yuan. In the future, if you attempt the 13th stage and get caught in a time loop, it will certainly be something you've never experienced before. It will be the most challenging trial for you. For example, if your accomplishments in space are high, then the time loop you fall into will have nothing to do with space. In my view, so-called time loops are entirely formulated based on the aspects you lack the most, your shortest shortcomings. The Moyu Tower Master said. I see. Lin Yuan suddenly understood why the Eye of Myriad Laws had advised him not to pay too much attention to time loops because there's essentially no need to. What use is worrying? You can't prepare in advance anyway. The various information provided by the Moyu Tower Master also included numerous explanations on this point, even with specific case studies. For example, in this chaos void, a specific 13th stage time life once faced a time loop when attempting the 13th stage. This 13th stage life was born a spectacle life, one of the most inherently powerful spectacle lives nurtured by the chaos void, with immensely rich time bloodline, born with consummate chaos realm strength. It was the indisputable, invincible great saint of its era. And this being, the time loop it fell into was the time loop of an ant. This means literally an ant. Simply put, it descended into the body of an ant. The world where this ant resides had no rules, no extraordinary power, and all the introspections of numerous rules mastered by the peerless great saints were entirely useless in this world. Even the speed of thought became incredibly slow. To break this time loop, one had to lead the ant tribe to become the strongest group in the world. Note that ants are the weakest creatures in that world. Under the premise of not relying on any extraordinary power or cultivation system, leading the ant tribe to become the strongest group? This 13th stage time life almost despaired at the time, ultimately through repeated arrangements and using the pure physical rules of the time loop world, climbed the technology tree, creating one by one high-tech weapons from scratch, completely obliterating those life forms whose power and body size were millions of times larger than ants, and only barely escaped that time loop. It's too difficult. Lin Yuan couldn't help but feel it's tricky. Are you the most inherently powerful spectacle life nurtured by the chaos void? Then let you experience the time loop of the weakest life form, an ant. Are you solitary? Then let you lead the weakest tribe to become the strongest tribe. Are you the indisputable, invincible great saint? In that time loop, the test isn't strength. The concept of strength doesn't exist. It's purely physical power where size decides everything, and an ant's size, whatever you're good at, I'll strip it away. Technology. Lin Yuan realized that the key to this 13th stage time life breaking free from the time loop was technology. It can be speculated that this 13th stage time life had never touched on technology, otherwise the time loop wouldn't have been such a test. Without exposure to technology, the test is technology. Once aware of technology, the time loop test will be another kind. No wonder that throughout history in the chaos void, numerous consummate chaos realms have been birthed, but few successfully crossed into the 13th stage. Lin Yuan thought to himself, if the time loop is really so targeted, even for peerless great saints, the possibility of crossing it is almost none. I wonder what time loop I'll face when I attempt the 13th stage in the future? Lin Yuan silently pondered. Anyway, it certainly won't be anything he currently has mastery over. Elder. I am now inside the Xianhuang universe, Lin Yuan said, wanting to get some information about His Majesty Xianhuang from the Moyu Tower Master. Although the time loop can't be prepared for in advance, the exploration knowledge provided by the Moyu Tower Master helped Lin Yuan significantly. Since it can't be prevented, he should try to comprehensively understand every aspect of abilities. Thus, even in future time loops, facing tests he has never encountered before, knowing multiple paths may lead to more possibilities of crossing. Hence, Lin Yuan is also keenly seeking exploration knowledge left by His Majesty Xianhuang regarding time loops. Xianhuang, huh? The Moyu Tower Master pondered for a while. I don't know much about him, just that he attempts the 13th stage not for great freedom but to resurrect his former Dao companion. To resurrect a former Dao companion? Lin Yuan was slightly stunned. 13th stage time lives can see through the future and past timelines, and can follow the timeline to resurrect any past existing beings, including 12-stage lives liberated from the constraints of the time river. That's all I know. The Moyu Tower Master shook his head slightly, but I heard that before attempting the 13th stage, he entered some dimensional rift and immediately prepared for the 13th stage after returning, likely experiencing something in the dimensional rift. So that's the case. Lin Yuan nodded. A dimensional rift is a gap area separating different dimensional realms. And the dimensional realm that can be separated from the chaos void is probably not weaker than the chaos void itself. Between them, the dimensional rift is very likely to birth some terrifying existences. Chapter 1154 Comprehensive Enhancement. The Eye of Myriad Laws says that a heart demon exists within Xianhuang, and the Moyu Tower Master says Xianhuang is striving for the 13 tiers to resurrect a companion? Lin Yuan thought silently. From the Moyu Tower Master's tone, Xianhuang should also be an existence not weaker than him. All right, my time here is limited. The Moyu Tower Master smiled and then flipped his hand. The six-armed figure Shinji was then moved to the 9th layer. Master! The six-armed figure Shinji was moved to tears with excitement. Earlier outside the Black Tower, upon seeing the Moyu Tower Master reviving consciousness, he was somewhat stunned. The master he had been waiting for many cosmic eras without returning was now appearing on the 9th layer? From today onward, he will be the new Tower Master of Demonic Jade Tower. The Moyu Tower Master looked at the six-armed figure Shinji and spoke. Yes. The six-armed figure Shinji nodded immediately. The hierarchy within Demonic Jade Tower is strict, not to mention becoming the new Tower Master. Even to become a direct disciple requires personal approval from the Moyu Tower Master. It is precisely for this reason that Lin Yuan is currently just a sequenced member of the Demonic Jade Tower, which is already the limit. However, now, a consciousness left by the Moyu Tower Master has revived, equivalent to the Moyu Tower Master personally arriving. Back in the day, I left some good things in this Demon Jade space. If you don't become the Tower Master, you can only choose a few. The Moyu Tower Master looked at Lin Yuan, smiling. Thank you, Senior. Lin Yuan spoke with a grateful tone. According to the rules of Demonic Jade Tower, every time one passes a layer, they can only choose from the reward list. No matter how astonishingly talented Lin Yuan's performance is, he cannot break this rule. But becoming the Tower Master is different. With the personal approval of the Moyu Tower Master, Lin Yuan has the highest control privileges over this Demon Jade space. He can freely dispose of all treasures and wonders within the Demon Jade space. The control privileges of being a sequenced member before, compared with the current Tower Master privileges, are just like child's play. That drop of time's blood, you must carefully comprehend, the Moyu Tower Master admonished. After reviving consciousness, he was fully aware and in control of everything happening in this Demon Jade space. Yes, Lin Yuan nodded. All these years, he had never stopped comprehending that drop of time's blood. The more he understands, the more he can feel the vast incredibility between different timelines. It was like a fish growing in the deep sea, looking up through layers of seawater, gazing at the boundless starry sky. Although extremely blurry, it could still capture the vastness of the endless starry sky. The 13-tier inheritance I cultivated cannot be left to you, nor can I even tell you how to obtain it. The Moyu Tower Master pondered for a moment before speaking. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. The 13-tier inheritance left by the time life focuses most on opportunities, which implies that the means of acquisition must not have any deliberate preparation, like Lin Yuan obtaining the Jade Gourd purely by coincidence, without knowing in advance. Other 13-tier inheritances are the same. If one knows the location of this 13-tier inheritance from other sources and then pretends to obtain it deliberately, one would face retribution from the creator of that inheritance afterward. Don't think about deceiving a 13-tier. Life at this level can observe along the timeline, knowing almost anything they wish to know. If one dares to touch the bottom line set by 13-tier, even if you die, you could be forcibly resurrected and then live worse than death. As long as you understand. The Moyu Tower Master's figure began to faintly fade, with strands of time's power beginning to shroud around him. I am about to be drawn into a time loop, the Moyu Tower Master said, this being the result of maximum isolation, only held off by the barrier of Demon Jade space till now. If in the chaos void, the Moyu Tower Master would be pulled back into the time loop at the instant of consciousness revival. Senior, what can I do for you? Seeing this, Lin Yuan immediately spoke. What can you do for me? The Moyu Tower Master looked at Lin Yuan, a smile emerging on his face. Become strong. Become as strong as possible, preferably crossing into the 13-tier, becoming time's life. All right. Lin Yuan nodded solemnly. With the information about striving for 13 tiers and time loops transmitted to him by the Moyu Tower Master, Lin Yuan understands what this sentence means. What is a time loop? It is an endless cycle within a period, from beginning to end and then from end to beginning again. For instance, the 13-tier born from a phenomenal life, caught in a time loop, is embodied in leading an ant tribe and becoming the strongest group of the era. If this phenomenal life fails and does not achieve this before the lifespan limit, they will be wiped clear and start anew. At this time, connection with the outside world becomes crucial, helping one recognize reality, spreading the path of evolution, primarily using the latter as anchor points and landmarks to enhance one's clear cognition within the time loop. The evolution path is like this, and cause and effect can serve similar purposes. However, to break through the barrier of time loop with cause and effect, it must at least be the cause and effect of a 13-tier life, and need to be that significant cause and effect. Lin Yuan entered Demon Jade space from weak childhood, established cause and effect with the Moyu Tower Master, and now has become the new Tower Master. If one could become a time life form, the unprecedented strengthening of cause and effect might help the magic Jade Tower Master embroiled in a time loop. Buzz. Under Lin Yuan's gaze, The timeline around the magic Jade Tower Master became increasingly distinct, swiftly dragging him into the void. What kind of existence is a time loop really? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Master. Six-armed figure Shinji was forlorn for a moment before he respectfully saluted Lin Yuan. Prior to this, even though Lin Yuan had become a sequence member, six-armed figure Shinji treated him as an equal. There's no need for such formalities between us. Lin Yuan shook his head and immediately began examining the various magical treasures within the Demon Jade space. The magic Jade Tower Master summoned six-armed figure Shinji only to notify him, having already transferred the highest authority of the Demon Jade space to Lin Yuan. Demonic Jade Immortal Body? Lin Yuan glanced at this body-refining technique created by the magic Jade Tower Master, no weaker than Body of Shen Huang. Earlier, when Lin Yuan observed the body segment of a 12th layer member of the magic Jade Tower, he understood part of the demonic Jade Immortal Body from it. Now, he finally obtained the complete demonic Jade Immortal Body. It is entirely different from Body of Shen Huang. Lin Yuan thought to himself, given his current level of insight, comprehending this body-refining technique was not difficult, and he even compared it to Body of Shen Huang. Treasures. Magical wonders. Lin Yuan cursorily scanned them. The value of the treasures in the Demon Jade space does not compare to the Shen Huang universe, which is expected as they are fundamentally different entities. The Demon Jade space is solely a place for nurturing members of the magic Jade Tower, while the Shen Huang universe is a realm painstakingly created by Shen Huang. Is this the memory of the magic Jade Tower Master's killed spectacular life form? Lin Yuan looked at a piece of crystal stone. This crystal stone, like the one storing a drop of time blood, possesses an astonishing sealing effect. However, rather than time blood, it contains mist resembling a river. Upon fully mastering the Demon Jade space, Lin Yuan instantly became aware of the purpose within the mist of the crystal stone. Back then, after the magic Jade Tower Master, together with other beings of equal rank, managed to kill that time blood-entrenched spectacular life form, they seized its body. As for the life essence and soul of that spectacular life form, it's the river-like mist inside the crystal stone, refined through the magic Jade Tower Master's special methods. By dedicating part of the mind to exploring it, one can witness the memory perspective of this remarkable life form, including its mastery over time forces. Though this method doesn't match the ancestor of Fierce Sun's possession in the source world, it remains one of the few ways within Chaos Void to experience the minute timeline perspective. The time blood-entrenched spectacular life form had various astonishing techniques, even able to peer into obscure timelines. The magic Jade Tower Master and other great saints paid a grand price to slay this remarkable life form, but reaped vast rewards. By studying the time blood, the magic Jade Tower Master fulfilled the cultivation prerequisite for certain 13th layer inheritance, significantly boosting his power, elevating him to become an invincible great saint of that era. That spectacular life form. Lin Yuan slightly shook his head. One must admit, the magic Jade Tower Master and the other great saints thoroughly utilized that spectacular life form, from body to life essence and soul. Shen Huang Universe. Lin Yuan had fully entered its inner regions. The harvest is immense. Lin Yuan was delighted, holding the cosmic map of Shen Huang Universe. His advantage over other great saints was substantial. Many regions within the Shen Huang Universe appeared ordinary on the surface, such as the life origin star Lin Yuan first encountered. Who could have imagined it was nurturing a life divine stone nearly 3 meters high? A chaos great saint, passing by that life origin star, would generally not spare it a glance. After all, such planets are too abundant within the Shen Huang universe. To inspect each one meticulously, the Chaos Great Saint would lag behind other noble beings in speed. Only Lin Yuan, leveraging the advantage of the map, was certain of treasures within this region, prompting him to pause and retrieve them. Apart from the life origin star, many other regions followed suit. Thus far, those Chaos Great Saints have gained lamentably little. Only regions that seem particularly extraordinary on the surface would make these great saints hesitate. Yet often these regions harbor traps like the Futu Tower or the Nine Realms Pavilion. Lin Yuan was about to proceed further along his route toward the deeper universe when his expression subtly changed. Inner universe. Infinite void second layer has been achieved. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Since fusing with and devouring the source of fierce sun, Lin Yuan never halted his cultivation of the second layer of infinite void. Even during his exploration of Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan diverted part of his mind to focus on cultivating the second layer of infinite void. After all, this 13th layer inheritance is crucial to Lin Yuan, as stepping into the second layer would bring another significant qualitative tisung. The second layer of infinite void. Lin Yuan immediately descended a consciousness avatar into the inner universe. Chapter 1155. Birth of the Treasure. Internal universe. The red-clad girl stood beside the jade gourd, also observing the changes in time and space around her. As the spirit of the jade gourd, with Lin Yuan's permission, the red-clad girl could immediately sense the subtle differences in the internal universe before and after. The second layer is complete. The red-clad girl mused. The process of cultivating infinite void was akin to the subtle transformation of the internal universe, perfecting its microstructure. The same fundamental particles, through different structuring methods, ultimately display vastly different powers. This second layer of infinite void is almost reaching the third layer, infinite void, the red-clad girl thought. Normally, the second layer of infinite void could only push the internal universe to the level of a Chaos Great Saint's internal universe. But the current internal universe is far beyond just matching a Chaos Great Saint's internal universe. What opportunity did the Master obtain to elevate the internal universe to this extent? The red-clad girl was quite curious. Reaching new heights from a tall pole? It's very hard, especially since infinite void has nearly pushed the internal universe to its limits. To further enhance the strength of the internal universe, only the red-clad girl knew how difficult it was. Hua! Lin Yuan's consciousness avatar descended. Master! The red-clad girl jumped up, looking at Lin Yuan. The universe has transformed completely. Lin Yuan nodded, closing his eyes to carefully experience the vast and boundless internal universe. It's like a plain piece of carbon, transformed into a brilliant diamond due to changes at the microstructural level. At this moment, a similar change occurred in Lin Yuan's internal universe. The essence remained unchanged, but the microstructure was completely renewed. The universe's limit has been elevated by a significant margin. Lin Yuan immediately sensed an intense hunger from the root of the internal universe. Devour, devour. Lin Yuan immediately brought out vast resources, allowing the origin source of the internal universe to consume them. This journey to the Shenhuang universe, even without being concluded, Lin Yuan had reaped tremendous gains, making it not at all difficult to satisfy the internal universe's hunger. Rumbling. With the support of vast resources, the internal universe started expanding frenziedly again. 100 billion light-years, 200 billion light-years, 500 billion light-years, 800 billion light-years. Only when approaching the trillion light-year range did it gradually slow down. The internal universe within the trillion light-year range, in terms of size, has already completely rivaled the naturally born universe nurtured by the Chaos Void. A Chaos Venerable's internal universe is only several hundred billion light-years in size. It must be noted, Lin Yuan's internal universe is like comparing a block of tofu with a silver needle. In terms of size, the former crushes the latter. But a silver needle can easily penetrate the tofu. The 13-tier inheritance Infinite Void also reconstructs the microstructure of the internal universe, not specifically to increase the universe's area. Lin Yuan gazed into the deepest part of the universe, where a cosmic sun was blazing intensely, its radiance illuminating the entire universe. This cosmic sun could only be seen by Lin Yuan, deliberately hidden from the red-clad girl. The transformation of the internal universe has caused this cosmic sun source to also transform. Lin Yuan thought to himself as he watched the cosmic sun source. It is evident that after mastering the second layer of infinite void, the cosmic sun source itself became stronger. Indeed, as the cosmic sun source has now completely integrated with the internal universe, becoming a part of it, the improvement of the internal universe naturally leads to the advancement of the cosmic sun source. Lin Yuan thought silently. Currently, Lin Yuan's internal universe gathers two great 13-tier methods. One is infinite void, and the other is raging sun genesis. My current internal universe, although only covering 1 trillion light-years, is enough to rival those of 10 trillion or 100 trillion light-years. Such internal universes are close to those of absolute saints. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. The power operating within the internal universe at this moment was so mighty that Lin Yuan felt a shiver, so powerful that it transcended the average chaos great saint's strength. Perhaps there was still a gap with an absolute saint, but it could almost sweep across the level of chaos great saints. Master, how do you feel now? The red-clad girl couldn't help but ask from the side. Very good. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. He felt an unprecedented strength, even a sense that, if he fully unleashed it, he could break free of the Shenhuang universe's suppression. Of course, even if this feeling were real, Lin Yuan wouldn't do it. It would be entirely thankless. Breaking free from the Shenhuang universe would cause the entire universe to collapse prematurely. This would not bring even the slightest benefit to Lin Yuan. The longer the Shenhuang universe exists, even under the circumstances of space-time collapse, it can continuously nurture Shenhuang beasts, providing resources for Lin Yuan's cultivation of the body of Shenhuang. More than just very good. The red-clothed girl blinked her eyes. The inner universe transformed by the second layer of infinite void makes the master the absolute first among all previous cultivators, and far ahead of the second. Among the previous cultivators of infinite void, there were those who reached the third or even fourth layer. But speaking of the second layer, no one could compare to Lin Yuan. The previous cultivators of infinite void? Lin Yuan was not surprised. The 13-stage legacy of infinite void is extremely ancient and surpasses him as its sole cultivator. Before Lin Yuan, over the long years, there were also many cultivators of this legacy. However, once these cultivators died or advanced to the 13th stage, the red-clothed girl would take the jade gourd and leave, appearing randomly at any place in the chaos void. Because the red-clothed girl is not a real living being, she can also enter the universe. When Lin Yuan swept through the Milky Way star region and acquired the jade gourd, this 13-stage legacy bearer had already stayed in the home universe for several hundred cosmic eras. The master is now only at the dominator realm. The inner universe still has much room for improvement, the red-clothed girl continued. First, upon entering the chaos realm, the inner universe will undergo a qualitative transformation, and the same will happen when the chaos realm is perfected. As a great saint, the inner universe will continue to evolve. Moreover, the third, fourth, and fifth layers of infinite void will all bring qualitative changes to the inner universe. As for the sixth layer, it is merely a theoretical boundary evolved by the creator of infinite void. At most, previous cultivators reached the fifth layer. None have ever touched the sixth layer. The sixth layer, created by the former master, will transform the inner universe into an existence comparable to the chaos void, and this differs greatly from the fifth layer. So it's almost impossible to reach. The red-clothed girl looked at Lin Yuan. Under normal circumstances, even reaching the fifth layer of infinite void would mean the inner universe is only tens or hundreds of thousands times stronger than an ordinary great saint's inner universe. Compared to the entirety of the chaos void, it is like a firefly compared to the bright moon. Crossing from 1 to 2 isn't hard, but leaping from 1 to millions in a single bound is as difficult as ascending to the heavens. But Lin Yuan is different. Based on his current growth speed and inner universe foundation, when Lin Yuan cultivates to the perfection of the chaos realm and adds the fifth layer of infinite void, the inner universe will grow far beyond the conventional fifth layer level. This reduces the gap with the chaos void, naturally increasing the possibility of advancing to the sixth layer. The sixth layer is too far away from me. Lin Yuan slightly shook his head, not thinking too much of it. the fragment world of star tears. Lin Yuan's Taiyin primordial spirit sat cross-legged, and at the moment when the true self cultivated the second layer of infinite void, the inner universe of the Taiyin primordial spirit naturally reached the second layer. Regarding the transformation of the inner universe, both the true self and the avatar proceed simultaneously. Lin Yuan slightly activated the power of the inner universe and found that the principles of the chaos void began to retreat from him, centering on his presence. It's said that a great saint can, if they wish, create an area where rules are self-established. Am I now half achieving that? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Although a great saint is also at the perfection of the chaos realm, their path holds great potential, allowing them to surpass the chaos great saints. By taking their path as the foundation, many principles can retreat, forming a domain where they establish the rules. Like the postnatal universe created by the great saints, this is the principle. However, the range of a postnatal universe is larger, and maintaining its rules demands much effort from the great saints. Lin Yuan slowly restrained his aura and glanced at the countless humans in the fragment world, including the 9 supreme beings, none of whom noticed Lin Yuan's gaze, let alone discovered that Lin Yuan's real strength has reached the extent of dominating the Chaos Great Saints. Shenhuang Universe. After getting slightly familiar, Lin Yuan began attempting to cultivate the third layer of Infinite Void. Infinite Void has a total of 6 layers, strictly speaking 5 layers. Each layer involves a distinctly different microscopic transformation of the inner universe, and the third layer of Infinite Void has already begun transforming the time-space origin source of the inner universe. The cultivation time for this layer is estimated to be not short. Lin Yuan thought to himself silently. He had no worries, for what he had most now was time. Those ancient great saints have passed through hundreds or thousands of chaos eras, basically having no other pursuits, so they chose to attack the 13th stage. After all, the chaos great saints cannot advance further. As for promoting to the great saint, it's determined by the path. It can be achieved or not at all. Just as Lin Yuan was both cultivating the third layer of Infinite Void and continuing towards the depths of Shenhuang Universe. Buzz. A significant spatial temporal fluctuation came from afar, rapidly spreading throughout more than half of the Shenhuang Universe. Is it that place? Lin Yuan gazed far at the source of the spatial temporal fluctuation, his expression subtly changing. Chapter 1156. Inconceivable Strength. Is it the Dark Sky Palace? Lin Yuan sensed the source of the space-time fluctuations, and by comparing it with the beast's skin map, he made a judgment in his heart. The Dark Sky Palace is a crucial place in the Shenhuang universe, where the Dark Sky Heart is nurtured, a supreme treasure of the absolute great saint level. Ever since Lin Yuan entered the Shenhuang universe, aside from the nearly 3-meter life divine stone, all the treasures and wonders he acquired were at the Chaos Great Saint level or below. As for the absolute great saint, even when the profound Shenhuang lineage was still present, there were not many supreme treasures at the absolute great saint level, mostly found in the inner and deep regions of the universe. With my current strength, Lin Yuan felt a slight movement in his heart. Before entering the Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan formulated routes according to the beast's skin map, without considering the Dark Sky Palace as a stopover. This was because the outside of the Dark Sky Palace was filled with dark sky power, a force even stronger than Fuda power. With Lin Yuan's strength at the time, attempting to enter the Dark Sky Palace required a considerable amount of time. Therefore, Lin Yuan did not consider it. Compared to the Dark Sky Palace, Lin Yuan was more concerned with the tomb in the deepest part. But circumstances have changed. Back then, entering the Dark Sky Palace was quite difficult for Lin Yuan, but now, after practicing Infinite Void to the second layer, Lin Yuan's strength soared comprehensively, and the Dark Sky power, which could have stopped him momentarily, now poses little threat. And according to the space-time fluctuations emanating from the Dark Sky Palace at this moment, it is evidently emerging. If Lin Yuan doesn't go now, it will surely attract other great saints. Powerful figures such as Black Light Great Saint and Dual Origin Great Saint have the ability to enter the Dark Sky Palace, albeit with more time spent. I will make a trip. Lin Yuan's mind slightly moved, and the Taiyang divine spirit emerged, allowing him to follow the established route towards the depths of the Shenhuang universe. As for Lin Yuan's true self, he immediately swiftly traversed toward the direction of the Dark Sky Palace. The second layer of Infinite Void brought comprehensive enhancement to Lin Yuan, not only improving the true self but also significantly enhancing the two primordial spirits. Now, the strength of the Taiyang divine spirit is stronger than Lin Yuan's true self before entering the Shenhuang universe. This time, really screwed by that dual origin. Black Light Great Saint's face was gloomy as he quickly advanced towards the depths of the Shenhuang universe. Being the 10th to enter the Shenhuang universe, Black Light Great Saint had few choices and could only immediately proceed towards the depths of the Shenhuang universe. Along the way, there was no time to carefully check, resulting in a complete lack of gain up till now. The mighty Chaos Great Saint, a strong figure among Chaos Great Saints, having entered a postnatal universe without any notable achievements, was unacceptable to Black Light Great Saint. Dual Origin Fellow is certainly hateful, but he, Black Light Great Saint, thought of Lin Yuan. If it wasn't for Lin Yuan, he would at least have been the third to enter the Shenhuang universe. Damn it! Where the hell did he come from? Black Light Great Saint felt furious. Although Lin Yuan's final slap sent him flying, Black Light Great Saint suffered not a single bit of injury. Through this strike, Black Light Great Saint judged that Lin Yuan's strength should be similar to his on the same level. At that moment, Black Light Great Saint's expression changed, sensing a rich space-time fluctuation. It's there. Black Light Great Saint looked over, feeling slightly exhilarated. Such rich space-time fluctuations belong to anomalies produced when a supreme treasure appears in the four-way space-time of the universe. The space-time rules compression in this postnatal universe is extremely high, yet still such dense space-time anomalies occur. An absolute Great Saint-level supreme treasure. Definitely an absolute Great Saint-level supreme treasure. Black Light Great Saint unhesitatingly headed toward the source of the space-time fluctuations. An absolute Great Saint-level supreme treasure. Even absolute Great Saints would fight wholeheartedly for it. If he, as a Chaos Great Saint, obtained it, he could trade it with an absolute Great Saint even if he didn't need it. This space-time fluctuation. In another direction, Dual Origin Great Saint transformed into a blue-gray light and suddenly stopped. An absolute Great Saint-level supreme treasure. Even though the creator of this postnatal universe was once close to the invincible Great Saint, possessing absolute Great Saint-level supreme treasures would not be many either. Dual Origin Great Saint thought secretly, hesitated only for a moment before heading to the source of the space-time fluctuations. Without knowing whether there are other absolute Great Saint-level supreme treasures deep within the universe, Dual Origin Great Saint naturally did not want to give up the supreme treasure at the current source of space-time fluctuations. That is, Great Saints like Tian Lu Great Saint, Nine Phoenix Great Saint, and Shadow Demon Great Saint also sensed the sweeping space-time fluctuations and recognized that a supreme treasure at the level of absolute Great Saint was about to emerge. Such a supreme treasure! Tian Lu Great Saint, Nine Phoenix Great Saint, and other powerful figures did not hesitate and immediately headed toward the source of the space-time fluctuations. Outside the entrance of the Shenhuang universe, these Great Saints did not compete with Dual Origin Great Saint, Lin Yuan, and others for entering the Shenhuang universe first. Aside from the strength factor, there's also a crucial point. There were no clear benefits up front. Who stipulated that those who entered the Shenhuang universe first would definitely have gains? Moreover, whether this postnatal universe contained treasures worth their desperate effort to fight for still remained uncertain. As Chaos Great Saints, they exist as entities who won't act without clear benefits, expecting them to fight desperately without perceived gains. But now, this level of space-time fluctuation undeniably signifies the emerging treasure has reached the level of Absolute Great Saint. An Absolute Great Saint level supreme treasure is enough for these Chaos Great Saints to fight desperately. In the presence of such treasure, even newly promoted Great Saints like Nine Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint dare to compete with Dual Origin Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint. Farther away, Several Chaos Venerables also sensed the space-time fluctuations. A supreme treasure. Absolutely a supreme treasure. Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with us. Many Chaos Venerables felt eagerness in their eyes before quickly calming down as if doused with cold water. Newly promoted Great Saints like Nine Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint dare to compete with Dual Origin Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint because they are at the full Chaos realm. Even if there is a difference in strength, it's not too big. At least for the Dual Origin Great Saint, it's very difficult to kill a newly ascended Great Saint, as the latter is not a stone and can escape on its own. But a Chaos Venerable? Don't mention those powerful Great Saints like the Dual Origin Great Saint. Even a newly ascended Great Saint can effortlessly kill a Chaos Venerable. These Chaos Venerables, if they dare to join this commotion, no matter how many lives they have, it wouldn't be enough to escape death. Although it has nothing to do with us, we can get close and take a look. That's right. What does such a precious treasure look like? Some Chaos Venerables were curious in their hearts and started approaching the source of spacetime. As long as they watched from afar without revealing the intention to compete for it, it was expected that those Great Saints wouldn't bother them. Arrived. Lin Yuan's figure appeared, looking toward a palace not far away, shrouded in darkness. At this moment, the palace was slowly emerging from the depths of spacetime, with all directions filled with the profound power of the dark sky. Normally, the Dark Sky Palace is located deep in spacetime and is hard to discover without guidance. Now that the Dark Sky Palace has voluntarily come into the world, is it because the outer spacetime of the Shenhuang universe is gradually collapsing, thereby affecting the spacetime? Lin Yuan pondered silently. The early emergence of the Dark Sky Palace was one of the reasons he came. If it continued hiding in the depths of spacetime, Lin Yuan could have waited and come over after leaving the tomb. Once it completely emerges from the depths of spacetime, I can directly take the Dark Sky Heart inside. Lin Yuan stood still, patiently waiting. Just at this moment, a slight fluctuation of spacetime traversing emerged. The Dual Origin Great Saint arrived second. Is it that palace? The Dual Origin Great Saint, without Lin Yuan's detailed map guidance, immediately noticed the Dark Palace. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Very soon, the Black Light Great Saint and the Wild Barbarian Great Saint also successfully arrived. Then came the Tian Lu Great Saint, Nine Phoenix Great Saint, and Shadow Demon Great Saint. The treasure is inside the palace. All Great Saints stared hotly at the Dark Palace slowly emerging from the depths of spacetime. Your mastery of spacetime distortion is indeed unique, but wanting to compete with me for the treasure inside this palace is still a bit lacking. The Dual Origin Great Saint stared at Lin Yuan and said, "The power rod I wield just happens to restrain you, and if I fight with all my might, you definitely are not my match." If Lin Yuan could be persuaded to retreat by mere words, the Dual Origin Great Saint was willing. Oh! Lin Yuan, with his hands behind his back, glanced at the Dual Origin Great Saint. What the Dual Origin Great Saint said was true. Although they hadn't had a full-on battle outside the Shenhuang universe, the gray-blue power he wielded could indeed greatly disrupt spacetime. But that's under the condition of comparable strength. Water can extinguish fire, but can a drop of water extinguish a fire that spans the sky? Wild Barbarian, why don't you and I join forces? The Black Light Great Saint secretly communicated with the Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Join forces. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint's heart was moved. He indeed was willing to join forces with Black Light, as the restraining power of the Black Light domain was well known. Against whom? The Wild Barbarian Great Saint immediately responded. It's him. The Black Light Great Saint thought for a moment and glanced at Lin Yuan. The reason for choosing Lin Yuan was due to the Black Light Great Saint's careful consideration. Lin Yuan's abilities were similar to the Black Light domain and could also suppress it. This point made the Black Light Great Saint quite fearful. As for the Dual Origin Great Saint, the Black Light Great Saint had dealt with him many times and knew his methods well. If he truly had to choose between Lin Yuan and the Dual Origin Great Saint, the Black Light Great Saint felt Lin Yuan posed a greater threat. Against him? No problem. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint grinned and said, he also tended to strike first at Lin Yuan. After all, among the many great saints present, only Lin Yuan's details were unclear. Leaving such an unknown strong person here, the wild barbarian great saint also had some unease. Boom, boom, boom. Just at this moment, the dark palace not far away fully emerged from the depths of spacetime. A dense spatial fluctuation began to spread and permeate in all directions. Take action. The black light great saint immediately activated the black light domain. An infinite darkness began to spread, and the wild barbarian great saint also stepped out, punching toward Lin Yuan across spacetime. The dual origin great saint initially intended to approach the dark palace immediately but realized the actions of the black light great saint and wild barbarian great saint and immediately understood they intended to target Lin Yuan. Strike while he's down. The dual origin great saint transformed into a beam of gray and blue light and similarly pierced toward Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan stood calmly in place, glancing at several approaching auras behind. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. With a slight change in thought, Lin Yuan began to activate the divine ability World. The surrounding spacetime avenue twisted entirely. At this moment, Lin Yuan's internal universe underwent a transformation. Using the external universe formed by his internal universe, its power surged significantly. Buzz. The originally dual-colored dual origin great saint, under the heavy spacetime suppression, was directly immobilized, his figure forced to reveal, staring incredulously at the four-way heavens and earth. Such suppression? The black light great saint's pupils shrank. At the moment of the external universe formation, his black light domain began collapsing, himself also immobilized. I can't sense the outside spacetime? The same for the wild barbarian great saint. His fist halted abruptly midway, staring blankly at the surrounding spacetime. At the center of the universe, Lin Yuan stood there, but in the view of other great saints, Lin Yuan had already transformed into a round of eternal fierce sun, continuously emitting light and heat. Where it shone, all the chaotic, evolving powers of those great saints were collapsing. Such a terrifying scene made the Tian Lu great saint, Shadow Demon great saint, who planned to seize the opportunity, tremble in their hearts. Chapter 1157. My name is Galaxy. The vast expanse of spacetime forcibly replaced the Shenhuang universe, enveloping the 9 chaos great saints like insects in amber, enduring immense pressure every moment. The many rules and great paths operating in the Shenhuang universe retreated and avoided, that eternal fierce sun spanning the center of spacetime. Wherever its sunlight shone, it became a domain. The rules and great paths of this postnatal universe are far more oppressive than the rules and great paths of the outside chaos void. Now the rules and great paths within the universe retreat and avoid. Surely the same would happen in the chaos void. The wild barbarian great saint steadied himself, incredulous. Is this the fruition of an unrivaled great saint's thought to control the void? The spacetime rules around the standing position are all set by oneself. No, it's merely the great path rules retreating and avoiding. It hasn't reached the level of setting one's own rules. It's not an unrivaled great saint. The wild barbarian great saint swallowed hard. At this moment, the strength Lin Yuan displayed, even if not an unrivaled great saint, far surpassed them. At least the wild barbarian great saint considered himself not a match, not even necessary to confront. How is he so powerful? The dual origin great saint was equally shocked. Previously, outside the Shenhuang universe, he had used a killing move to hold Lin Yuan momentarily, so he was the first to enter the Shenhuang universe. At that time, Lin Yuan indeed put some pressure on the dual origin great saint. But it was only the pressure facing an enemy of the same tier. And now? Is this an enemy of the same tier? If you wish to survive. Lin Yuan stood there, overlooking each chaos great saint, speaking calmly. Then swear to immediately exit this universe, not approaching for 1,000 cosmic eras. Except for the Shadow Demon Great Saint and the 9 Phoenix Great Saint, Lin Yuan had no significant grudges with the other Chaos Great Saints. As long as they didn't continue to stay in the Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan didn't mind letting them go this once. The main issue was the impossibility of eradicating all roots. these Chaos Great Saints had many life-saving measures. Even if they died within this universe, they would resurrect in other hidden places. They might not even need resurrection. Immediately exit this universe? The Black Light Great Saint, with his Black Light domain, could only maintain it within 10,000 miles, looked at Lin Yuan with a grim face. Not just exiting this palace, but directly exiting this universe? With Lin Yuan's current explosive strength, the Black Light Great Saint no longer planned to resist forcefully. If possible, he would take that dark palace and look for treasures in other regions. This universe, since it could nurture a supreme treasure at the level of an unrivaled Great Saint, could produce a second or third one. Even if unable to acquire a treasure at the unrivaled Great Saint level, at least obtaining one at the Chaos Great Saint level would justify the trip. To get close to this universe as quickly as possible, the Black Light Great Saint had already paid a hefty price. Isn't your appetite too large, not being an unrivaled Great Saint, yet wanting to do the deeds of an unrivaled Great Saint? The dual origin Great Saint also stared at Lin Yuan. The space-time formed around Lin Yuan indeed exerted immense pressure, far surpassing the Black Light domain. If it were only the dual origin Great Saint alone, he wouldn't speak this way, because he indeed had no means to resist the surrounding space-time suppression. But now, besides the dual origin Great Saint, there were other 8 Chaos Great Saints, 2 of whom were formidable Great Saints. If the 9 Chaos Great Saints joined forces, even if unable to defeat Lin Yuan, at least they could contend with him. At worst, even if they lost in the end, the dual origin Great Saint was confident in his escape. No matter how strong Lin Yuan was, he was not an unrivaled Great Saint. Indeed, the wild barbarian Great Saint glanced at the dual origin Great Saint and the Black Light Great Saint, also staring at Lin Yuan. This dark palace can be given to you, but asking us to exit immediately is somewhat excessive. The wild barbarian Great Saint had been starkly gouged by the eye of myriad laws, feeling the pain even now, unwilling to give up. Tianlu Great Saint, 9 Phoenix Great Saint, and other ordinary Great Saints hesitated slightly. Unlike the dual origin Great Saint and wild barbarian Great Saint, they truly felt the risk of falling under the suppression of the surrounding spacetime. The 3 formidable Great Saints could say so because they had confidence in saving themselves, but what about the 6 of them? Although falling now doesn't mean total death, the cost of using life-saving means to retrain to peak strength is significant. Only by joining forces can we protect ourselves. The dual origin Great Saint immediately transmitted to the 6 Chaos Great Saints. Although the strength of these 6 Chaos Great Saints wasn't equal to them, during a real fight, these 6 could at least divert some of Lin Yuan's attention. Thus, the pressure on the 3 formidable Great Saints would be somewhat alleviated. If we retreat, it's equivalent to giving up on this universe. I can share some intel. The creator of this universe is an unrivaled Great Saint close to invincible in strength, astonishingly strong. The treasures this universe conceals are just beginning. Are you willing to just give up? The dual origin Great Saint, to gain the support of the 6 Chaos Great Saints, did not hesitate to disclose what he knew. An unrivaled Great Saint close to invincible? Tianlu Great Saint's pupils slightly contracted, knowing the significance of an invincible Great Saint. The boundless chaos void allows only one invincible Great Saint per era, and most eras have none. To convince such an unrivaled Great Saint requires absolute superiority in strength, making other unrivaled Great Saints feel hopeless and unconquerable, creating a universally acknowledged invincible Great Saint. Chapter 1158. The invincible Great Saints are extremely rare, and those peerless Great Saints who are close to becoming invincible Great Saints are likewise not many. At least their strength needs to surpass others of the same level. Originally, Tianlu Great Saint and other Chaos Great Saints thought that the pioneer of this postnatal universe was just a normal peerless Great Saint, but a peerless Great Saint close to becoming an invincible Great Saint. 9 Phoenix Great Saint, Shadow Demon Great Saint, and several other Chaos Great Saints had similar changes in their thoughts. A postnatal universe left by a peerless Great Saint close to an invincible Great Saint might only appear once in countless cosmic eras. For these newly advanced Great Saints, encountering such a level of postnatal universe is an unparalleled opportunity that cannot be sought. If they give up this time, they may never have such a chance again. Thinking of this, Tian Lu Great Saint and other Chaos Great Saints made up their minds. First, the value of this universe is even beyond their expectations. Second, since Dual Origin Great Saint dares to involve them to resist Lin Yuan, there must be some confidence. If there was nothing to rely on, Dual Origin Great Saint wouldn't do this. In just a moment, the eyes of the 6 Chaos Great Saints became firm. They also do not believe that, with the combined strength of 9 Chaos Great Saints, they couldn't contend with Lin Yuan. What happened? Each of the Chaos Venerables, attracted by spacetime fluctuations, before they could even approach, saw that the distant spacetime seemed to be cut apart, with Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and other Chaos Great Saints all trapped inside. Is it that the 9 Great Saints have begun to slaughter each other? TSK. Such spacetime confinement techniques have never been displayed outside before. Indeed, such a spacetime fluctuation must mean a great treasure has emerged, and these Great Saints are certainly going to battle for it. Many Chaos Venerables watched from afar. With 9 Great Saints present, they had no thoughts of obtaining the treasure but were curious which Great Saint would ultimately claim it. It seems that none of you wish to retreat. Lin Yuan looked at the 9 Chaos Great Saints with a slight smile and said, "In that case, all of you may stay." Wow! The space-time from all directions began to contract rapidly. The external universe formed by the divine ability world could theoretically expand to trillions of light-years. But that is the limit of the external universe. The smaller it gets, the more concentrated its power, and the greater the pressure it puts on the enemy. With such strength, what is your name? Dual Origin Great Saint transformed back into cyan gray light, while the surrounding spacetime continued to shatter and reorganize. Immediately, the other 8 Great Saints all looked at Lin Yuan. Although Lin Yuan was extremely domineering, they had to admit that his strength was indeed very strong. Otherwise, he wouldn't have compelled Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and others to join forces against him. Name? Lin Yuan smiled gently. I am Galaxy. Boom! The vast spacetime surged like a tide, and the 9 Chaos Great Saints seemed like lonely boats on an ocean, at risk of capsizing under the continual battering waves. Initially, upon leaving the universe, Lin Yuan needed to be low-key to cultivate steadily. Otherwise, even the ancient Ming Venerable was enough to threaten him and the human civilization group at that time. But now, Lin Yuan's combat power had nearly reached the invincibility of a Chaos Great Saint, enough to traverse the Chaos Void. At this time, there was naturally no need to be low-key, nor was it necessary to be low-key. Galaxy? Galaxy Great Saint? Dual Origin Great Saint frowned in thought. He had not heard of this name before. This implied 2 possibilities. One was that Lin Yuan had simply made up the name. The second was that Lin Yuan came from an era even more ancient than he imagined. Not only had his techniques not been passed down, even his name had been worn away by the long years. Dual Origin Great Saint leaned more towards the latter. With Lin Yuan's strength, there was no need to lie deliberately. Such a powerful being would disdain lying. Whoosh! While Dual Origin Great Saint was deep in thought, the ubiquitous vast spacetime surged onto him. Dual Origin Fusion, Tear? Dual Origin Great Saint treated it as a great enemy and immediately used his strongest technique, the strongest strike after the fusion of his own path. This method exhausts a considerable amount of Dual Origin Great Saint's origin source, and he would not use it unless in an emergency. But to contend with Lin Yuan and to remain in this universe, Dual Origin Great Saint did not hold back at all. Screech! The terrifying spacetime fissures kept being torn open, and Dual Origin Great Saint tore through multiple layers of spacetime, trying to approach Lin Yuan. Only by getting close to Lin Yuan could he threaten Lin Yuan. But moments later, Dual Origin Great Saint was horrified to find that for every layer of spacetime he tore through, 10-fold or 100-fold would be replenished back. This gave Dual Origin Great Saint a sense of powerlessness, like an ant gazing at the sky, the distance to Lin Yuan not far, but the spacetime in between spanned unknown billions of light-years. My fusion power path, unable to tear through spacetime near him? Dual Origin Great Saint was extremely shocked. To contend with Lin Yuan, he must be able to threaten Lin Yuan, otherwise how could he talk about contending? How could he talk about making Lin Yuan retreat? allowing them to stay within the universe. And now? Forget threatening Lin Yuan, Dual Origin Great Saint could not even get close. How could he fight? I fully fused two power paths. The eruption of power should easily tear through the internal universe of a peak chaos Great Saint. Yet it's helpless against this space-time. What's the depth of this technique concentrated space-time? Dual Origin Great Saint tried several more times and found it was still the same. His heart sank instantly. Black Light Void. Black Light Great Saint's aura suddenly soared. The surrounding black light domain exuding infinite darkness immediately became deeper, attempting to forcefully expand under the space-time pressure. The Black Light Void is a technique used by Black Light Great Saint by burning his origin source, an ultimate sublimation of the black light domain, a capability he would absolutely not use unless in a desperate situation. After all, burning origin source can bring great power improvement, but recovery is equally difficult. Enlarge, enlarge, enlarge. Black Light Great Saint fully operated the black light domain, and after burning his origin source, the power of the black light domain significantly increased, which Black Light Great Saint preferred to call Black Light Void. But just as the vast spacetime rolled in from all directions, the Black Light Void, that Black Light Great Saint tried his hardest to expand, was immediately compressed back to its original size, and with the increasing spacetime pressure, even the original size could not be maintained, rapidly shrinking. My Black Light Void. Black Light Great Saint was in disbelief. This was his method to deal with Dual Origin Great Saint, but under Lin Yuan's condensed spacetime pressure, not to mention resistance, he couldn't even withstand it. Damn! Wild Barbarian Great Saint also tried to attack Lin Yuan, but was immediately confined by the ubiquitous spacetime, feeling all his strength had nowhere to be used. Galaxy Great Saint, dare to engage me in close combat. Wild Barbarian Great Saint shouted at Lin Yuan. Close combat was his strongest suit. His Path of Chaos evolved power also excelled in this area. Originally, Wild Barbarian Great Saint had specially cultivated some secret techniques to deal with Great Saint's adept at domain abilities. But under Lin Yuan's condensed spacetime pressure, those secret techniques had no effect at all. Close combat. Lin Yuan glanced at him. You can't even deal with my external universe, and yet you want to engage in close combat with me? The Martial Tao Evolution Road similarly excelled in hand-to-hand combat, but now, being able to rely on the external universe to suppress enemies, Lin Yuan naturally didn't bother with close combat. Condense. Lin Yuan looked at Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Immediately the vast spacetime surged up, directly suppressing Wild Barbarian Great Saint firmly. This. Further away, Tianlu Great Saint originally also wanted to seize the opportunity to make a move, not asking to threaten Lin Yuan, but at least able to distract his attention. But upon seeing, in just an instant, Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, Wild Barbarian Great Saint, the three Great Saints struggling under the suppression of the surrounding vast spacetime, wobbling precariously. Tianlu Great Saint's heart trembled. Swoosh! Tianlu Great Saint did not advance but retreated, fleeing madly in the opposite direction of Lin Yuan. As for the earlier agreement with Dual Origin Great Saint to join forces against Lin Yuan, against your mother. Chapter 1159, 9 Phoenixes and Shadow Demon. Outside the battlefield, the Chaos Venerables were intently watching from afar. In the distance, the spacetime had completely separated from the Shenhuang universe, forming its own realm, where the 9 Chaos Great Saints were likely engaged in a fierce battle. But as they watched, the numerous Venerables sensed something amiss. Silence. Too silent. Logically, with the power of Chaos Great Saints, a clash would cause reverberations enough to bring down heaven and earth. The battle between the newly advanced 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint unleashed such waves that entire natural universes prematurely collapsed into great destruction, forcing the ancient Ming Venerable to move away preemptively or face severe injuries. Such was the case with the 2 new Great Saints. Not to mention the 9 Great Saints among them, 3 belonging to the mighty Great Saints, where the likes of Shadow Demon Great Saint and 9 Phoenix Great Saint were undoubtedly the weakest. How could such a terrifying group of powerhouses battle each other so quietly? That piece of isolated spacetime didn't stir up even a bit of turmoil? Could it be that the 9 great saints haven't made a move? Not making a move? Before a treasured object, won't they act? Indeed, the emerging treasured object is probably at the level of an unparalleled great saint. And for such a treasure, even an unparalleled great saint would find it hard to resist, let alone chaos great saints? If it weren't for me going up there to die, I'd want to fight for it too. The numerous chaos venerables bore odd expressions, for logically, they were sure the 9 great saints would inevitably engage in a battle for supremacy. Yet the current scene showed no signs of conflict, causing the chaos venerables to harbor deep doubts in their hearts. Let's keep watching. What's the rush? One chaos venerable suggested, as they had no thoughts of claiming that treasured object, they would continue to observe. What the numerous chaos venerables didn't know was that it wasn't that dual origin great saint and black light great saint hadn't made a move, but that their power when they did was completely covered and enveloped by Lin Yuan's outer universe, resulting in no aftermath spreading to the outside. Can't escape. The space-time is sealed. With my strength, I can't tear open the space-time passage to escape to the outside world. Tianlu Great Saint's heart turned cold. Upon seeing the scene where dual origin, black light, and wild barbarian great saints were immediately suppressed by Lin Yuan upon contact, Tianlu Great Saint realized that dual origin great saint was overly confident, or rather, underestimated Lin Yuan's power. Still resisting? It's uncertain whether one can survive, yet still resist? At this moment, Tianlu Great Saint began to regret, understanding that if he had immediately agreed when Lin Yuan asked them to leave the universe, nothing would have happened? Insisted on joining forces with dual origin great saint. While Lin Yuan dealt with dual origin great saint, black light great saint, and wild barbarian great saint, he also noticed the behavior of the other 6 chaos great saints. In fact, not just Tianlu Great Saint, but 9 Phoenix Great Saint, Shadow Demon Great Saint, and other chaos great saints, upon seeing the 3 mighty chaos great saints so easily suppressed. Their first thought was to flee, and they acted on it, immediately scattering in several directions. But unfortunately, at this moment, the surrounding space-time had entirely succumbed to Lin Yuan's outer universe. Ordinary chaos great saints couldn't escape the constraints of space-time. Suppress. Lin Yuan glanced at the 6 chaos great saints fleeing in different directions. His mind focused, and the vast space-time surged forth, suppressing the 6 chaos great saints in place without any resistance. Like insects trapped in amber, they couldn't move. It's over. Tianlu Great Saint's heart sank to the depths. Even though he realized he would be suppressed once, he couldn't tear open the space-time passage to the outside. The moment it truly arrived, Tianlu Great Saint still felt heavy-hearted. A dignified chaos great saint, dominating various void domains, even when facing such mighty great saints as dual origin great saint, he never felt much fear, and now he was suppressed so easily. I am not dead. Tianlu Great Saint carefully examined his surroundings. Although he was fully suppressed, he could still achieve basic perception. With the Galaxy Great Saint's strength, having suppressed me, he could easily annihilate me, yet now I am not dead, which implies the Galaxy Great Saint doesn't intend to kill me. Or perhaps I still have room for negotiation. Tianlu Great Saint pondered to himself, if there was a chance, he naturally wouldn't want to relinquish this physical body. Cultivating a new primary battle body would require expending countless resources. The more crucial point is that it would take a lot of time to cultivate. Both resources and time would be needed. Therefore, as long as there was a glimmer of hope, now I can deal with the 3 of them. Having dealt with the 6 ordinary Chaos Great Saints, Lin Yuan finally focused on the 3 Great Saints, Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and Wild Barbarian Great Saint. It must be said, the strength of these 3 Great Saints was indeed formidable. Even Lin Yuan, to completely suppress them as quickly as possible, utilized most of his techniques. Black Light Great Saint. Lin Yuan looked towards Black Light Great Saint, surrounded by endless darkness, as the black light domain around this Chaos Great Saint was rapidly being compressed. Tearing the sky, Lin Yuan suddenly lifted his right hand and clawed at Black Light Great Saint. In an instant, 5 trails filled with destructive aura flashed by, landing on the black light domain surrounding Black Light Great Saint. Immediately, the black light domain began to rapidly collapse. After the second layer of infinite void, Lin Yuan's foundational strength had significantly improved, and the tearing the sky divine skills, which depended on Lin Yuan's foundation, naturally also escalated. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Black Light Great Saint's body was pierced through with one grab, the wound constantly exuding a destructive aura, extinguishing all vitality and recovery power. This, Black Light Great Saint widened his eyes, feeling his strength drastically decline due to that grab. Another grab. Lin Yuan continued to unleash the tearing the sky divine skills. Black Light Great Saint's body was penetrated once more, causing the black light domain surrounding him to fully collapse, eventually revealing Black Light Great Saint's form. Without the protection of the black light domain, the Black Light Great Saint was like undefended prey before Lin Yuan, directly suppressed by the immense power of spacetime. Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Lin Yuan looked at another Chaos Great Saint. This Chaos Great Saint, though not as troublesome as the Black Light Great Saint, was still not easy to completely suppress. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint's physical body was incredibly strong, even surpassing the former Tuolong Great Saint. He had few means, but his survival ability was extremely high because he simply couldn't die. However, under the constant suppression of Lin Yuan's external universe, coupled with the pure offensive divine skills known as Tier Heaven, the Wild Barbarian Great Saint only lasted for a few dozen breaths before being swiftly suppressed by Lin Yuan, just like the Black Light Great Saint. Dual Origin Great Saint. Lin Yuan looked at the last Great Saint. Among the 9 Chaos Great Saints, the Dual Origin Great Saint was definitely the most difficult to deal with, so Lin Yuan saved him for last. Galaxy Great Sage, I admit you are strong, but to suppress me like the Black Light?
Absolutely impossible.
The Dual Origin Great Saint showed a trace of madness, his form suddenly boiling in shades of green and gray, unleashing a desperate attack, instantly tearing open a narrow rift on the space-time barriers leading to the outside world. Buzz. In an instant, the Dual Origin Great Saint escaped through this tiny rift. Lin Yuan watched silently. His external universe was indeed terrifying, but the chaos evolutionary power mastered by the Dual Origin Great Saint was most adept at destroying spacetime. Tearing open the spacetime leading to Lin Yuan was very difficult, but in a desperate situation, tearing a rift to the outside world was possible. Swoosh! The Dual Origin Great Saint escaped to the outside and immediately shuttled toward the entrance, while his voice transmitted to Lin Yuan through spacetime. Galaxy Great Sage, I admit defeat this time, and will leave this universe immediately, never to approach within 10,000 cosmic eras. I swear. Lin Yuan pondered upon hearing this, and his initial intention to pursue and kill was suppressed. Although the Dual Origin Great Saint could barely escape, Lin Yuan could also pursue and kill. It was precisely because of this that the Dual Origin Great Saint immediately succumbed and swore after escaping. Dark Sky Heart. Glancing behind him, Lin Yuan noted that the Dark Sky Palace had already emerged, and chasing the Dual Origin Great Saint might lead to other changes. Lin Yuan stood silently, flipping his right hand. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, Tianlu Great Saint, and the other 8 Chaos Great Saints appeared not far away. At this moment, these 8 Chaos Great Saints were completely suppressed, without any power to resist. Galaxy Great Sage. The Black Light Great Saint steadied himself and respectfully asked Lin Yuan, "What price must I pay for you to let me go?" Since Lin Yuan hadn't extinguished him immediately, he must have other plans in mind. "What price are you willing to pay?" Lin Yuan asked the Chaos Great Saints with interest. For Lin Yuan, the most profitable approach was to exchange the main battle bodies of these Chaos Great Saints for more resources and treasures. Directly killing, that would only yield bodily essence, but if it were an exchange, the conditions could be higher. In any case, even if these Chaos Great Saints were killed, they would have survival measures to be resurrected, so using this for an exchange was what Lin Yuan intended to do. 1 billion cosmic stones. The Black Light Great Saint thought for a moment and tentatively offered. 10 billion cosmic stones. Lin Yuan shook his head and looked at the wild barbarian great saint. You too. If you want me to let you go, gather 10 billion cosmic stones and deliver them. And you. Lin Yuan looked at Tian Lu great saint and the other great saints, each with 5 billion cosmic stones. 5 billion cosmic stones? Tian Lu great saint trembled. For a chaos great saint like him, 5 billion cosmic stones was an immense sum. As for you too. Lin Yuan's gaze fell on 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint. Galaxy Great Sage. 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint immediately responded to Lin Yuan. At this moment, 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint were already prepared to be extorted. Unlike other senior Chaos Great Saints, they only had one main battle body. If they lost it, they wouldn't be able to show their face until fully restored, having no ability to protect themselves. So as long as Lin Yuan's price was not excessively high, 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint were prepared to agree first. I've heard about your grievances, continually battling since reaching the perfection of the Chaos Realm. Lin Yuan looked down at 9 Phoenix and Shadow Demon, speaking. Galaxy Great Sage, Shadow Demon once. 9 Phoenix Great Saint immediately began to explain. Lin Yuan nodded and suddenly asked, but have you considered that because of your battle shockwaves, numerous beings in one prematurely collapsing universe after another were affected? The beings within the universe? 9 Phoenix and Shadow Demon were somewhat stunned, not expecting Lin Yuan to ask such a question. Those ants. Dead are dead. What does it matter? Shadow Demon Great Saint responded. 9 Phoenix Great Saint said nothing, but clearly agreed with Shadow Demon Great Saint's view. Fair enough. Lin Yuan nodded. He didn't continue speaking. A moment later, Shadow Demon Great Saint tentatively asked, Galaxy Great Sage, then what price do we need to pay? Before Shadow Demon Great Saint could finish, Lin Yuan glanced at him. Noisy. The next moment, the bodies and souls of Shadow Demon Great Saint and 9 Phoenix Great Saint began to rapidly disintegrate into dust. Within just a few breaths, the 2 Chaos Great Saints were completely obliterated. Galaxy Great Sage. This. Tian Lu Great Saint and other Chaos Great Saints trembled upon witnessing this scene. It's nothing. Lin Yuan shook his head. These 2 ants. Dead are dead. What does it matter? Chapter 1160. Overwhelming Might Across Void Domains. The Chaos Venerables, observing from afar, had not yet reacted when they heard the voice of the dual origin Great Saint rapidly spread through the fluctuations of time and space. Galaxy Great Saint, I admit defeat this time. I will leave this universe immediately and swear not to come near for 10 cosmic eras. After the brief encounter with Lin Yuan, the dual origin Great Saint had no further desires regarding this Shenhuang universe. What did it matter if its creator was an almost invincible Great Saint? His dual origin was simply no match for Lin Yuan. In front of Lin Yuan, he hardly managed to escape, let alone ensure his survival. If it wasn't for Lin Yuan dealing with black light and wild barbarian, causing the massive suppressive force of time and space around to disperse, the dual origin Great Saint was uncertain whether his desperate activation of the dual origin fusion power would have allowed him to escape as he did. Is that the dual origin Great Saint? Is the dual origin Great Saint admitting defeat? Who is the Galaxy Great Saint? Nonsense, who else could it be? Among the 10 Great Saints, except for the mysterious last one to appear, the other 9 all have titles. The Galaxy Great Saint is probably that mysterious Great Saint. The Chaos Venerables were instantly in an uproar. According to their speculations, the probability of the dual origin Great Saint emerging victorious among the 10 Great Saints was high. After all, this Great Saint's strength was indeed formidable and was the first to enter the Shenhuang universe. But now, the dual origin Great Saint was the first to escape and admit defeat? Galaxy Great Saint. Never heard of it. Probably a Great Saint from incredibly ancient times. To force the dual origin Great Saint to admit defeat and swear not to approach this universe for 10 cosmic eras, the Galaxy Great Saint must have the power to slay the dual origin Great Saint. A Chaos Realm Peak Venerable concluded. If the strength was only slightly superior, the dual-origin Great Saint wouldn't have been so panic-stricken and swearing to leave immediately. One must know that the suppressive force of time and space in this postnatal universe is so intense. Its creator must be extraordinary, even if it means abandoning the treasure that has emerged now. As long as the dual-origin Great Saint had a bit of confidence, he would explore other regions. Swearing to leave directly implies that the dual-origin Great Saint dares not linger too long. A slight pause would come at a cost. If the Galaxy Great Saint's strength is so formidable, why didn't the dual-origin Great Saint join forces with the other 8 Great Saints to resist? A Chaos Venerable voiced this doubt. How do you know they didn't join forces? The Chaos Realm Peak Venerable who came to a conclusion earlier was shocked. Maybe the 9 Great Saints already tried to join forces, but were still suppressed by the Galaxy Great Saint, and only the dual-origin Great Saint barely escaped. The previous silence on the battlefield puzzled him. With 10 Great Saints inside, how could there be no sign of any movement? Now seeing the dual-origin Great Saint's hasty escape, this Peak Venerable arrived at a deeper conclusion, which was that the Galaxy Great Saint's strength was overwhelming enough to crush the combined efforts of 9 Great Saints. Because of this, the aftermath of the battle could be easily suppressed, resulting in the outside world seeing an unusually quiet battlefield. The Galaxy Great Saint. Could it be an absolute Great Saint? The Chaos Realm Peak Venerable was secretly amazed, as 9 Chaos Great Saints joined forces, with 3 of them being powerful saints like dual origin. Yet, they were swept away by the Galaxy Great Saint, leaving this Peak Venerable to speculate whether the Galaxy Great Saint might be an absolute Great Saint. Outside the Shenhuang universe, the blue-gray light stopped, forming the figure of the dual-origin Great Saint. This Galaxy Great Saint. The dual-origin Great Saint's expression was filled with fear, and at the same time, seeing Lin Yuan not pursuing, he let out a heavy sigh of relief. Fortunately, that treasure held back the Galaxy Great Saint. Otherwise, my escape would not have been so easy. The dual-origin Great Saint thought inwardly. From his brief encounter, he determined that Lin Yuan's method of distorting time and space was equally suited for pursuing enemies. That warp time and space could be compressed to a few hundred light-years to maximize suppression, or instantly expand to millions of light-years to hinder enemy escape. If Lin Yuan really pursued him, the dual-origin Great Saint had no confidence in escaping with his life. Not a match, I am simply no match. Chaos Great Saint can be so strong. The dual-origin Great Saint steadied himself, starting a review in his heart. In terms of time-space suppression, the Galaxy Great Saint far exceeded Black Light Great Saint's black light distortion. Under the cover of that warped space-time, even powerful beings like the dual-origin Great Saint found it extremely difficult. Moreover, the Galaxy Great Saint's attacking abilities were terrifying. Just one grasp caused the Black Light Great Saint's black light domain to collapse directly. The wild barbarian Great Saint's formidable physique also weakened rapidly. With the suppression of twisted time-space and nearly the extreme attack methods of a Chaos Great Saint, Lin Yuan can easily sweep through strong beings at the level of Chaos Great Saints. These two capabilities complement each other, resulting in combat power far more than simply 1 + 1 = 2. In the view of the dual-origin Great Saint, Lin Yuan has almost no weaknesses. Perhaps Lin Yuan is not yet an absolute Great Saint, nor a match for one. But for Chaos Great Saints like them, Lin Yuan's oppressive power is indistinguishable from that of an absolute Great Saint. Chaos Great Saints, due to the different paths they take, excel in different areas, yet Lin Yuan is nearly perfect. The only thing the dual-origin Great Saint is unclear about is Lin Yuan's defense. Because under the suppression of twisted timespace, the dual-origin Great Saint couldn't even get close to Lin Yuan, and all attacks were blocked and dissipated by the vast timespace. Chapter 1161. Although the losses were heavy, at least we retreated with our lives. Dual-origin Great Saint sighed. With his understanding of causality, he naturally sensed that the causal lines of Great Saints like Wild Barbarian Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint still existed within the Shenhuang universe. This means that these Great Saints' main battle bodies in the Shenhuang universe have not yet died. In such an extreme suppression of space-time, The life and death of the suppressed Chaos Great Saints were at Lin Yuan's whim. Their survival indicated that Lin Yuan did not intend to kill them. Why did he not plan to kill them? Naturally, it was to gain more benefits. The main battle bodies of each Chaos Great Saint were formed at considerable cost. If possible, no Chaos Great Saint would want to abandon their main battle body. Lin Yuan's decision not to kill Black Light, Wild Barbarian, and the others could only mean that negotiations were taking place. I suppose Black Light and Wild Barbarian are being extorted by the Galaxy Great Saint. For some reason, Dual Origin Great Saint felt quite relieved. He had made considerable sacrifices to rush to the vicinity of the Shenhuang universe using the Altar Spirit. Now, but compared to Black Light Great Saint and Wild Barbarian Great Saint, Dual Origin Great Saint felt somewhat lucky. At least while being extorted by the Altar Spirit, he didn't have to be extorted by Galaxy Great Saint as well. Outside the universe, watching as the newly appointed Great Saints, 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint, had their bodies and souls rapidly obliterated, the other nearby Chaos Great Saints couldn't help but shiver. What did Galaxy Great Saint mean by this? Rest assured, as long as you gather enough Chaos Stones to bring over, you can leave alive. Lin Yuan glanced over the many Great Saints and spoke. He directly obliterated 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint, not even giving them a chance to negotiate. This was primarily due to personal grudges with these 2 Great Saints. The premature destruction of his home universe was a result of the collateral damage from these 2 Chaos Great Saints battles. If Lin Yuan's strength had progressed a bit slower, and he hadn't reached the 12th layer before the cosmic cataclysm, he might have perished along with the universe. Without reaching the 12th layer, the essence imprint of his life would continue to be bound within the river of time. During the cosmic cataclysm, the river of time would gradually collapse and dry up, eradicating all life essence imprints within it. No matter the strength of Lin Yuan's life essence, as long as it remained within the river of time, it would be destroyed in the collapse, per the rules of the Chaos Void. At that time, if Lin Yuan wanted to survive, he could only transfer his life's essence imprint to the inner universe of the 9 paramount beings of human civilization. However, with the premature arrival of the cosmic cataclysm, the hope for the paramount beings of human civilization to endure the cataclysm would inevitably diminish, and if the inner universe of the paramount being that housed Lin Yuan's essence imprint collapsed, he would still die. Normally, with a premature cosmic cataclysm, countless civilians of human civilization would undoubtedly perish heavily, and so would the paramount beings. Although all this changed because of Lin Yuan, allowing the human civilization group to smoothly survive the cosmic cataclysm, Lin Yuan had already marked these 2 Great Saints in his heart back then. Without the power previously, there was nothing Lin Yuan could do about the 2 Great Saints, so he had to endure. Now with these 2 Great Saints in his hands, Lin Yuan naturally seized the opportunity for revenge. Of course, there was another reason for Lin Yuan's action against 9 Phoenix and Shadow Demon. These newly appointed Great Saints had very limited resources they could offer. To reach the pinnacle of the Chaos Realm, Chaos Venerable had already exhausted numerous resources they had accumulated, and the 2 Great Saints had been continuously fighting since their breakthroughs, leaving no time to accumulate resources and Chaos Stones. The Chaos Great Saints that I once could only admire from afar have now become not so mighty, Lin Yuan thought with some emotion. At the same time, he looked around at the other Chaos Great Saints and smiled, saying, "I'll give you time to consider, but it won't be long." Based on the strength of each Chaos Great Saint, Lin Yuan set a price, such as 10 billion Chaos Stones for the powerful ones like Black Light and Wild Barbarian. Weaker Chaos Great Saints faced 5 billion or 3 billion Chaos Stones. By Lin Yuan's estimation, these costs were close to the acceptable limits for each Chaos Great Saint. Any more, and the Chaos Great Saints would prefer to abandon their main battle body rather than agree to the cost. The difficulty of cultivating a main battle body simply boiled down to the cost involved. If the cost became too high, exceeding the time and effort needed to cultivate a new body, the Chaos Great Saints would choose to cultivate a new main battle body. Thank you, Galaxy Great Saint. Wild Barbarian Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint exchanged a glance. With the involvement of 10 billion Chaos Stones, Even if they wanted to gather them, it would take time. Ancient Ming Chaos Continent. Ever since discovering that the mysterious great saint who appeared last bore a remarkable resemblance to Galaxy, Ancient Ming Venerable began paying close attention to intelligence from within the Xianhuang universe. What? 10 great saints fought over a priceless treasure, and the mysterious great saint swept through the 9 others single-handedly, with only dual-origin great saint escaping and immediately swearing to leave the postnatal universe. And finally, dual-origin great saint swore, referring to that mysterious great saint as Galaxy Great Saint? Galaxy Great Saint? Galaxy? Ancient Ming Venerable was somewhat stupefied. If previously he had only suspected, without any concrete evidence, that the mysterious great saint was Galaxy. After all, he was not present to confirm this through personal observation. The images he received only felt familiar and similar. But now, Ancient Ming Venerable was almost certain that the mysterious great saint was indeed Galaxy. How could there be such a coincidence, with both resemblance and the same name? Galaxy! Ancient Ming Venerable was overwhelmingly shocked. Even though he knew that Lin Yuan was destined to stand atop the chaos void one day, it all happened so quickly. How long has it been? Fortunately, I have already established a good relationship with Galaxy Great Saint, and even without a positive bond, at least I wouldn't provoke resentment. Ancient Ming Venerable displayed a smile. When facing such formidable power, it's better to have no blame than no merit. Wasn't it because of my reminder? The young man in the black robe was also reviewing the intelligence about Galaxy Great Saint, and couldn't resist claiming credit. Yes, your reminder was indeed timely back then. Ancient Ming Venerable acknowledged. This was true, for if not for the young man in the black robe, he wouldn't have noticed Lin Yuan back then at all. Not noticing meant he wouldn't pay special attention, and if this ancestor had an unpleasant encounter on the Ancient Ming Chaos Continent, wouldn't Ancient Ming have to take the fall? The battle within the Xianhuang universe, spread by observing Chaos Venerables, swept through the void domain like a hurricane, and the fame of Galaxy Great Saint resounded thoroughly throughout the Chaos Void. Initially, some Chaos Venerables and even Great Saints did not believe it, but as time passed, and as Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and other Chaos Great Saints did not actively deny it, many Venerable Saints and Great Saints immediately realized that the news might be true. Otherwise, why wouldn't Dual Origin Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint step forward? Xianhuang Universe. Lin Yuan stood there silently, as his external universe operated. Immense power of spacetime continuously pressed towards the nearby Dark Sky Palace. Dark forces permeated around the Dark Sky Palace, capable of threatening the Chaos Great Saints. Even a strong entity like Dual Origin Great Saint would have to give their all to resist such power. Retrieving the Dark Sky Heart from the palace would take quite some time. But for Lin Yuan now, while not effortlessly, it was nearly so. Rumble. The power of the external universe swept forth, and the dark power surrounding the Dark Sky Palace began to visibly obliterate and dissipate. After more than 10 breaths, the dark power surrounding the Dark Sky Palace was completely dispelled, leaving the Black Palace exposed before Lin Yuan. Buzz. Lin Yuan raised his right hand, reaching towards the Dark Sky Palace. When he drew it back, a crystal stone, exuding a profound dark aura and resembling a beating heart, appeared in Lin Yuan's palm. Chapter 1162. No help available. A hidden void secret realm. The fiery flames imbued with the power of resurrection burned, coalescing into the figure of the 9 Phoenix Great Saint. Why did the Galaxy Great Saint only target me and the Shadow Demon? The 9 Phoenix Great Saint's thoughts could not settle. As a wonder of life born from the Chaos Void, the 9 Phoenix Great Saint naturally possessed 2 avatars. The one wandering outside was his main combat body. As for the one hidden in this void secret realm, it was the 9 Phoenix Great Saint's other avatar. In addition, the 9 Phoenix Great Saint had laid out life-saving measures in many corners of the Chaos Void. So even if both avatars fell, he could resurrect using these measures. Is it because the battles between me and the Shadow Demon led to the premature cataclysm of cosmoses? The 9 Phoenix Great Saint mused to himself. Losing his main combat body was indeed a significant loss for him, but not unacceptable. When engaging in furious battle with the Shadow Demon Great Saint, the Nine Phoenix Great Saint was already prepared to lose his main combat body. Now that the main combat body had fallen, but so had the main combat body of the Shadow Demon Great Saint, this wasn't the worst outcome for the Nine Phoenix Great Saint. In fact, the Nine Phoenix Great Saint was quite satisfied with this result. Managing to take down a main combat body of the Shadow Demon Great Saint was a considerable success. The path of chaos power that the Nine Phoenix Great Saint developed focused on survival, normally only able to restrain the Shadow Demon Great Saint, making mutual destruction very difficult. What the Nine Phoenix Great Saint wanted to understand now was why the Galaxy Great Saint treated her and the Shadow Demon Great Saint differently compared to other Chaos Great Saints. Never mind. Galaxy Great Saint harbors murderous intent towards me and the Shadow Demon. Under such circumstances, if I continue to fight with the Shadow Demon, it may very likely attract the Galaxy Great Saint. A hint of madness appeared in the Nine Phoenix Great Saint's eyes. Her causal connection with the Shadow Demon Great Saint was deep, allowing her to sense the approximate location of the other's avatar via their causal link. There. The Nine Phoenix Great Saint looked in one direction, using causal sensing to determine the source of the Shadow Demon Great Saint's cause, which was in that location. Whoosh! The Nine Phoenix Great Saint's figure disappeared, heading directly towards the area where the Shadow Demon Great Saint was located. Does the Galaxy Great Saint sympathize with the beings of the cosmos affected and therefore targets us? The Shadow Demon Great Saint's true form had an unsightly expression, deducing this conclusion from Lin Yuan's last words. He found it more and more incredible. Such a powerful entity was actually this merciful? At that moment, the Shadow Demon Great Saint's expression changed, sharply raising his head to look in a certain direction. The causal sensing between him and the Nine Phoenix Great Saint was mutual. Just as she could sense him, the Shadow Demon Great Saint could naturally sense her as well. At this moment, the Shadow Demon Great Saint clearly noticed that the Nine Phoenix Great Saint's true form was approaching him at the fastest speed possible. Madwoman, Nine Phoenix, you lunatic! The Shadow Demon Great Saint felt a chill on his scalp. Normally, losing his main combat avatar, one should hide and recultivate it. Yet to deploy the last avatar without hesitation like the Nine Phoenix was simply incredible. Is this Nine Phoenix trying to draw the attention of the Galaxy Great Saint and intends to perish together with me? The Shadow Demon Great Saint immediately understood the Nine Phoenix Great Saint's intent. Even if deploying her last avatar, the Nine Phoenix Great Saint could still do nothing to the Shadow Demon. But as the two continued to fight, when the Galaxy Great Saint emerged from the Shenhuang universe, he would surely notice them first. Given the Galaxy Great Saint's evident disdain for them earlier, he might just pursue them easily. The Nine Phoenix Great Saint could do nothing to him, but the Galaxy Great Saint could. However, in this case, the Shadow Demon Great Saint would die, and the Nine Phoenix Great Saint couldn't escape either. The Nine Phoenix Great Saint was acting with a mindset of mutual destruction to drag him down. Go! The Shadow Demon Great Saint didn't hesitate to traverse through space to a farther distance. Now he dared not entangle himself with the Nine Phoenix Great Saint. Ahead of a vast secret realm in a distant void domain, a tall figure formed, precisely the incarnation of the Wild Barbarian Great Saint. As the Wild Barbarian Great Saint appeared in this place, he looked at the secret realm from afar. The owner of this secret realm was a Chaos Great Saint, with strength surpassing that of the Wild Barbarian by a margin. Soon, the Wild Barbarian Great Saint's avatar entered the secret realm. Shi Guang brother. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint saw a three-eyed man. This three-eyed man was known as the Stone Light Saint, who had, hundreds of cosmic eras ago, rampaged across many void domains. His combat power was exceedingly strong, reaching the pinnacle of Chaos Great Saint. However, in the last 100 cosmic eras, the Stone Light Saint had hardly taken action, always in seclusion, preparing for a breakthrough to the 13th level. Wild Barbarian, you've come? The Stone Light Saint glanced at the Wild Barbarian Great Saint and spoke. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint nodded. Outside, he was uninhibited, but in front of the Stone Light Saint, he was quite well behaved. Stone Light Brother's strength is increasingly unfathomable. In my opinion, there is a great hope for breaking through to the 13th level. I hope you remember me when you become a life of time. The wild barbarian great saint immediately flattered him. 13th level? The Stone Light Saint's face showed a bit of a smile. No Chaos Great Saint would dislike hearing such words, and the Supreme Great Saint was no exception. Let's get straight to the point. Stone Light Saint looked at the wild barbarian Great Saint. Stone Light Brother should know about my recent ordeal. Wild barbarian Great Saint immediately said, a postnatal universe emerged, and I rushed there with the power of the Eye of Myriad Laws. However, I was suppressed inside by an ancient great saint named Galaxy. Yes, I heard about it. Stone Light Saint nodded. That Galaxy Great Saint demands I hand over 10 billion Chaos Stones to release my main battle avatar. Stone Light Brother, you know I'm always broke. Where can I get 10 billion Chaos Stones? Wild Barbarian Great Saint sighed. Indeed. Stone Light Saint nodded. Wild Barbarian Great Saint looked at Stone Light Saint. Was he just going to nod? Stone Light Brother, I came to you to ask if you could mediate with the Galaxy Great Saint. With your strength, Galaxy Great Saint would surely give you face. Wild Barbarian Great Saint said, I don't demand to pay nothing, but 10 billion Chaos Stones are too much. At least Galaxy Great Saint could reduce it to 5 billion, and I'm willing to offer another billion as your reward. You want me to negotiate with Galaxy Great Saint? Stone Light Saint looked at Wild Barbarian Great Saint. What if I get suppressed by Galaxy Great Saint too? You get suppressed too? Wild Barbarian Great Saint was slightly stunned. With your strength, Stone Light Brother, it shouldn't be possible, right? Wild Barbarian, think again? Stone Light Saint smiled. Galaxy Great Saint managed to suppress 8 Great Saints, including you. Almost holding double source as well. I can't match up to that. Stone Light Saint looked self-mockingly at Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Wild Barbarian, I can't help you with this. Stone Light Brother. Wild Barbarian Great Saint became anxious. I can increase it to 2 billion Chaos Stones, no 3 billion. I said, I can't help. Stone Light Saint waved his hand, and this avatar of Wild Barbarian Great Saint was instantly moved outside the secret realm. Rumble. The entrance to the secret realm was rapidly closing. Stone Light Saint. Wild Barbarian Great Saint frowned. Having no other option, he could only seek help from the next Chaos Great Saint. Black Light, you want me to help you? In a special, mysterious location, surrounded by a misty haze, a man with a blurry face sat upon a throne, looking down at the incarnation of Black Light Great Saint below. Yes. Back in the day when we ventured together, I once saved you, and you said you owed me a favor. Black Light Great Saint looked at the man sitting on the throne. This Chaos Great Saint's power was already infinitely close to a Supreme Great Saint. If not for his unsuitable Chaos Power evolution path, he would already be a Supreme Great Saint. Yes, I owe you a favor. The man sitting on the throne nodded. But not for this matter. Not possible? Black Light Great Saint looked at him. Why don't you ask a Supreme Great Saint to step in? The man seated on the throne spoke. Ask a Supreme Great Saint? Black Light Great Saint shook his head. That would cost more than just paying 10 billion Chaos Stones directly. The cost of asking a Supreme Great Saint to intervene would surely exceed 10 billion Chaos Stones. Black Light Great Saint wasn't foolish and naturally wouldn't engage in such a losing trade. Change the request. The man on the throne looked down at Black Light Great Saint. Choose another matter. What else can I exchange for now? Black Light Great Saint frowned. My avatar is in the hands of Galaxy Great Saint. It's still possible to exchange. The man sitting on the throne spoke. For instance, letting me lend you a few billion Chaos Stones. After speaking, the man added, but it's just a loan. You'll have to repay it. Black Light Great Saint fell into silence. Shenhuang Universe. Lin Yuan examined the dark sky heart in his hand. The Dark Sky Heart is a treasure of the Supreme Great Saint level. Once thoroughly refined, it can form the Dark Sky Domain. The power of the Dark Sky Domain far surpasses the Black Light Domain of Black Light Great Saint. Even a common Chaos Great Saint who obtains the Dark Sky Heart can instantly become a peak Great Saint. If a Supreme Great Saint refines the Dark Sky Heart, they can form a Dark Sky World, whose power won't be much weaker than Lin Yuan's external universe. One must know, Lin Yuan's external universe originates from his internal universe, and the internal universe, after absorbing and merging the source of the fierce sun, has been refined into the second layer of infinite void, already comparable to the internal universe of a Supreme Great Saint. The Dark Sky World condensed by the Dark Sky Heart acts as a supplement for those Supreme Great Saints who lack domain suppression methods. However, compared to Lin Yuan's internal universe, the upper limit of the Dark Sky World is fixed at its formation power, and Lin Yuan's internal universe still has a lot of room for improvement. Now, in this Shenhuang universe, there are only some Chaos Venerables left. Lin Yuan's thoughts moved slightly as he dispatched a large number of avatars to different regions of the universe. Since all Chaos Great Saints were dealt with, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't let go of the many treasures in the Shenhuang universe. At the very least, all the treasures recorded on that beast skin map must be obtained. Hundreds of avatars went to collect treasures scattered throughout the universe. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan's true form headed directly to the deepest part of the Shenhuang universe, towards that tomb. Chapter 1163, Shenhuang Mausoleum. When Lin Yuan first entered the Shenhuang universe, he did not send out incarnations to search far and wide. He was worried about exposing the locations of the treasures and wonders recorded on the beast skin map. The outer regions of the Shenhuang universe, where most treasures and wonders are found, are extremely secretive. Even for Lin Yuan, without the guidance of the beast skin map, it would be difficult to find them in a short time. The same goes for other great saints. Sending out incarnations to search at this time would simply point the way for other Chaos Great Saints. But now, with Lin Yuan's current strength, even if he sends out hundreds of incarnations, each can maintain strength close to a Chaos Realm Venerable. Dealing with those Chaos Venerables is not a problem. Of course, those Chaos Venerables also wouldn't dare to contend with Lin Yuan. Are you joking? Haven't you seen the fate of the Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and other Chaos Great Saints? Internal Universe. While heading to the Shenhuang Mausoleum, Lin Yuan also channeled a trace of his consciousness into his internal universe. I wonder if this Dark Sky Heart will have any effect on me. Lin Yuan looked at the dark and deep crystal stone in front of him, while other Chaos Great Saints generally lack means comparable to the Dark Sky Domain. As soon as the Dark Sky Domain was condensed, it surpassed the Black Light Domain of the Black Light Great Saint. Thus, even if many Chaos Great Saints obtained the Dark Sky Heart, they wouldn't consider if it was useful to them. It is obvious that possessing such a method for suppressing and trapping enemies is what many Chaos Great Saints dream of. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint, in terms of pure combat power, is not weaker than the Black Light Great Saint, but the Black Light Great Saint looks down on him, considering him a mere brute. What is the reliance? Isn't it the Black Light Domain? Lin Yuan could suppress the Black Light Great Saint, Wild Barbarian Great Saint, and other 8 Great Saints, relying on powers like the External Universe Domain. Without the External Universe, even if Lin Yuan's overall combat power surpasses the 8 Chaos Great Saints, it would be difficult to suppress them all. However, when it comes to domain spacetime, Lin Yuan already has the External Universe, worrying whether the Dark Sky Heart would overlap with his methods. Let's refine it and see. After pondering for a while, Lin Yuan immediately began to refine the heart. A treasure of the unparalleled Great Saint level like the Dark Sky Heart is best used on oneself. As for trading it, unless it truly has no effect on him, Lin Yuan would not choose to trade it away. Rumbling. The vast cosmic force began refining that small, dark, and deep crystal stone, causing pure dark sky origin source to surge out. This dark sky origin source is extremely magical and quickly absorbed and devoured by the internal universe. Useful. Joy appeared on Lin Yuan's face. As he slowly refined the Dark Sky Heart, He clearly felt the foundation of his internal universe being enhanced at a certain speed. After hundreds of breaths, Lin Yuan opened his eyes. At this moment, the dark and deep crystal had completely disappeared, and simultaneously, the power of Lin Yuan's internal universe had surged, increasing by at least 20%. A 20% increase in power. Not bad. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. Ordinary Chaos Great Saints refining the Dark Sky Heart would experience a power surge of several tens of times, reaching the level of peak Great Saints. Yet Lin Yuan only increased his internal universe's power by 20%. It seems less beneficial, but it's important to note that Lin Yuan is substantially more powerful than ordinary Chaos Great Saints. Different starting points naturally lead to different enhancements. If it were now, the dual origin Great Saint shouldn't be able to escape my external universe. Lin Yuan thought to himself. The dual origin Great Saint recklessly burned the power of dual origin fusion, tearing a rift to the outside world, and thus managed to escape. This left Lin Yuan rather regretful. After all, that was 10 billion Chaos Stones. And the dual origin Great Saint certainly carried treasure weapons, making it not as simple as just 10 billion Chaos Stones. If it weren't for safety, Lin Yuan really wanted to pursue and kill them. The true form of Lin Yuan traversed the Shenhuang universe with impunity. With the guidance of the Beast Skin map, Lin Yuan was aware of and thus avoided some dangers in the Shenhuang universe, saving a lot of time. Quickly, Lin Yuan reached the deepest part of the Shenhuang universe. It was empty here, and the surroundings were shrouded in strands of Shenhuang Qi. In the Shenhuang universe, such Shenhuang Qi is everywhere, making Lin Yuan feel very comfortable. Within this omnipresent Shenhuang Qi environment, the Shenhuang physique seemed to have returned to its origin. Lin Yuan carefully observed his surroundings, a look of confusion on his face. Where's the mausoleum? Comparing the Beast Skin map according to its instructions, this should be where the mausoleum is located, but currently, there are no traces of a mausoleum. Does it exist deep in space-time? Lin Yuan continued to observe, scanning through layers of space-time, but found nothing. This Beast Skin map shouldn't be wrong. Lin Yuan pondered. The authenticity of the Beast Skin map had been verified multiple times. Whether it was the Life Divine Stone on the Life Origin Star or other various treasures and wonders and the Dark Sky Heart, etc., all matched the indications on the Beast Skin map. Moreover, Lin Yuan's many incarnations were currently following the map's guidance to gather numerous treasures and wonders in various regions. This essentially confirmed the Beast Skin map. Could it be that there are other conditions to enter the Shenhuang Mausoleum? Lin Yuan's heart stirred slightly. Since it's called a mausoleum, it's certainly a place Shenhuang valued, and it's highly possible it's not open to other great saints. Chapter 1164. Why does Lin Yuan know about this mausoleum? It's because of the Beast Skin map he obtained. Even other Chaos Great Saints, though knowing this universe was created by Emperor Shen, wouldn't be aware of the mausoleum's existence. The Beast Skin map was placed inside a golden box, remaining unopened through countless cosmic eras. Lin Yuan could open the box and obtain the map only by relying on the Shenhuang seal deep in his soul. Shenhuang seal. Lin Yuan appeared contemplative. He began releasing the aura of the Shenhuang seal from his soul. Buzz, buzz, buzz. As the aura of the Shenhuang seal spread, like ripples on a water surface, the space-time in front of Lin Yuan rippled and a majestic palace emerged. This majestic palace, when it first appeared, seemed like a flower in a mirror, a moon in the water, utterly unreal. But as time faded, the illusion peeled away, revealing startling reality. Such a mastery of space-time. Lin Yuan felt shocked. He had once seen the image of Emperor Shen creating 33,333 Shenhuang secret realms with a thought. That was the pinnacle of ninth realm spacetime mastery. Yet the way this majestic palace appeared now seemed to surpass the creation of Shenhuang secret realms from before. Could Emperor Shen have made further advancements in spacetime mastery at the end? Lin Yuan speculated. Undoubtedly, the time when Emperor Shen left this mausoleum must be after establishing the Shenhuang secret realms. During that period, It was perfectly natural for Emperor Xian to have made progress in spacetime mastery comprehension. Let's go in. Lin Yuan looked at the majestic palace that had appeared, paused and took a deep breath, then stepped inside. The interior of the palace was equally vast and empty, the tall walls engraved with numerous murals, depicting a young emperor leaving his innate universe, eventually establishing a kingdom within the chaos void, with countless void domain experts paying homage during its peak. Emperor Xian emerged from an innate universe born from the chaos void. Lin Yuan contemplated. Until this point, most chaos venerables he had encountered were born within the chaos void, either as powerful miraculous beings or as a tribe's force within the void. As for experts emerging from innate universes and reaching the level of chaos venerables, they were few, let alone absolute great saints like Emperor Xian. Lin Yuan continued to look at the subsequent murals. The murals depicted Emperor Xian becoming overwhelmingly powerful, sweeping across void domains, with ancient great saints surrendering to him in admiration. Invincible great saint, Emperor Xian undoubtedly possesses the strength of an invincible great saint. Lin Yuan's face grew solemn. Though the mural images were simple, it was clear that the absolute great saints were no match for Emperor Xian. This is... Lin Yuan looked at the final murals, which recorded Emperor Xian entering a dangerous place unexpectedly, and upon returning, immediately creating the Shenhuang universe, followed by seclusion, aiming for 13th stage. Strange. Lin Yuan frowned. The Eye of Myriad Laws had mentioned that Emperor Xian was incredibly close to becoming an invincible great saint. Now it seemed that this closeness wasn't in terms of power but of time. As long as Emperor Xian continued living, his fame would spread, garnering recognition from all absolute great saints, and subsequently becoming the invincible great saint of that era. Yet the Shenhuang great saint did not do so. Instead, he chose to advance to the 13th stage immediately. Because of the dangerous place he entered last? Lin Yuan considered the final murals. It was after emerging from that dangerous place that Emperor Xian underwent this change. The Moyu Tower Master mentioned that Emperor Xian once entered a dimensional rift? Could that dangerous place be the dimensional rift? Lin Yuan speculated internally. While Lin Yuan was pondering, a voice suddenly echoed beside his ear. Are you curious about what His Majesty experienced then? Why he chose to aim for the 13th stage after returning from that dangerous place? The figure was extremely old yet carried a certain naivety, generating an inherently contradictory feeling. Lin Yuan was startled, turning to look beside him. At some point, a man in a shen-yellow robe stood silently next to Lin Yuan, watching the murals with him. Who are you? Lin Yuan's expression grew solemn, yet he wasn't overly surprised. If this mausoleum was indeed left by Emperor Xian, then it would certainly come with numerous setups. The Moyu Tower Master could activate a sealed consciousness even after advancing to the 13th stage. Emperor Xian, whose power was no less than the Moyu Tower Master, surely could do the same. You probably guessed it. I am the tomb spirit of this mausoleum, created by His Majesty before aiming for the 13th stage. The man smiled at Lin Yuan. Normally, this mausoleum doesn't emerge. Even if the outside Shenhuang universe is destroyed, it wouldn't affect the mausoleum. Unless something unexpected happens, this mausoleum will continue existing until... The man's tone grew softer, as if he recalled something, choosing not to continue. But before aiming for the 13th stage, His Majesty left 9 treasure boxes. The man watched Lin Yuan. Treasure boxes? Lin Yuan immediately realized that the so-called treasure boxes referred to the golden box he had obtained. Inside the boxes are maps of the mausoleum and the Shenhuang universe. Using the map, one can locate the area of the mausoleum, then actively release the map and Shenhuang seal's aura, thereby revealing the mausoleum. The man paused for a moment and continued, but 2 prerequisites are needed to open the treasure box. First, one must be His Majesty's disciple. You inherited a Shenhuang secret realm, which fits the identity. The man smiled. Lin Yuan nodded. Then he looked a bit confused. What about the second condition? The second condition is His Majesty aiming for 13th stage. 3 million cosmic eras later. The man looked at Lin Yuan, the disciple's identity, and 3 million cosmic eras later, the right identity at the right time, both needed. If the time hasn't arrived, then even a disciple of His Majesty couldn't open the box, nor could obtain the map inside. Vice versa. 3 million cosmic eras. Lin Yuan's mind was filled with thoughts. Previously, he had no specific concept of the era in which Emperor Shen lived, only knew it was unimaginably ancient millions of cosmic eras before. But now, it became clear how far back in time it was. At least in an era 3 million cosmic eras ago. 3 million cosmic eras. With such a long time past, if His Majesty still hasn't advanced to 13th stage, then it's probably impossible to break free from the time loop. At this point, if there's still a disciple of His Majesty outside, and if this disciple entered the Shenhuang universe. The man watched Lin Yuan. Then the mausoleum can be summoned, inheriting all that His Majesty left. Lin Yuan stood silently listening. He seemed to understand. Even someone as strong as Emperor Shen had no confidence in reaching 13th stage. So he purposely set up this mausoleum as a last resort. Then why did His Majesty hastily aim for 13th stage? Lin Yuan voiced his confusion. With Emperor Shen's power, he could certainly wait a while longer, at least claiming the title of Invincible Great Saint before aiming for 13th stage. Because in that dangerous place, His Majesty acquired a certain ultimate treasure, which requires the power of a time loop to suppress. The man shook his head, saying, "So His Majesty aimed for 13th stage ahead of time. Actually, it hardly mattered to His Majesty. He already reached the limits of the Chaos Realm, waiting another 100 cosmic eras? 1,000 cosmic eras? Pointless. As for the title Invincible Great Saint, His Majesty cared little for it." Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan was secretly astonished. An ultimate treasure needing the power of a time loop for suppression? Enough. Your conditions are met. You can inherit all that His Majesty left. The man extended his right hand, flipping it lightly. In an instant, the surrounding space-time began to shake. Lin Yuan felt the world change, brought into a magnificent hall. Where is this? Lin Yuan looked around, his pupils slightly narrowing. Chapter 1165 Arrival of the Peerless Great Saint. So many treasures. Lin Yuan glanced in all directions. In the grand hall, countless treasures floated in the air. These treasures, be they rare wonders or weapons, etc. Each treasure was surrounded by the power of space-time, suppressing any strange phenomena from the treasures themselves that would have otherwise pierced the sky. Even an invincible great saint couldn't possibly own so many treasures. Lin Yuan mused inwardly. Each treasure in the hall was at the level of the dark sky heart, each belonging to an invincible great saint tier. Various rare wonders, materials, and even many coveted great elixirs desired by invincible great saints were neatly arranged in the corners of the hall. Naturally, the tomb spirit said with pride, "How can His Majesty compare to those invincible great saints? With His Majesty's power, the many dangerous ruins of the Chaos Void have long been explored completely, thus yielding plentiful rewards." I see. Lin Yuan nodded. The Chaos Void contains many ruins, the most famous among them being the 9 great ruins like the Taiyuan ruins. These 9 ruins are all associated with 13-tier time beings. When Lin Yuan was still in his home universe, the white paper that could reduce dimensions erupted from the depths of the Taiyuan ruins. These ruins are filled with many dangers, yet also nurture countless opportunities. If one's strength is adequate, exploring these ruins will undoubtedly be profitable. Among these treasures are 33 invincible great saint-tier weapons, 62 rare wonders of the same tier. The tomb spirit continued. Were it not for His Majesty distributing many treasures among His followers before his struggle to achieve the 13th tier, there would be many more now. Although His Majesty Shenhuang was hasty in deciding to strive for the 13th tier, he made many preparations. To establish the Shenhuang kingdom, His Majesty Shenhuang fiercely clashed with many invincible great saints. While His Majesty Shenhuang was present, those invincible great saints naturally dared not make a move. But if His Majesty Shenhuang were to attempt reaching the 13th tier and remained in the shackles of time cycles for a long period, then those invincible great saints who had once harbored enmity against His Majesty Shenhuang would certainly act to settle scores with the profound Shenhuang lineage. Therefore, before striving for the 13th tier, His Majesty Shenhuang dispersed many disciples and followers of the profound Shenhuang lineage. That is, Lin Yuan's gaze scanned over each treasure in the grand hall but quickly fell upon the highest platform. On it, there lay 3 weapons: a fist-sized seal, a golden suit of armor, and a golden sword. These 3 weapons gave Lin Yuan a feeling different from the others. Indistinctly, there was a sense of familiarity. Those are the Shenhuang seal, the armor of Shenhuang, and the Shenhuang sword, the life weapons crafted by His Majesty, and the strongest among the various weapons. The tomb spirit spoke. These 3 weapons are naturally yours as well. Lin Yuan gazed at the Shenhuang seal, armor of Shenhuang, and the Shenhuang sword, already informed by the spirit of the Shenhuang secret realm about His Majesty Shenhuang's primary battle weapons. Indeed, they were these 3. The Shenhuang seal is a suppression-type weapon. In the hands of His Majesty Shenhuang, one seal can shroud the heavens, and even invincible great saints dare not directly block it. And the armor of Shenhuang further combines physical defense, soul defense, and mental will defense, truly an exceptional all-around defensive weapon. As for the Shenhuang sword, it is an ultimate attacking weapon. In the hands of His Majesty Shenhuang, the Shenhuang sword has extinguished not just one invincible great saint's flesh and soul. Of course, extinguishing an invincible great saint's flesh and soul doesn't imply completely killing them, but it definitely inflicts severe injury. These treasures are all mine. What if His Majesty later breaks free from the time cycles? Lin Yuan hesitated slightly. Other treasures aside, but the Shenhuang seal, armor of Shenhuang, Shenhuang sword are His Majesty Shenhuang's life weapons, similar to Lin Yuan's origin clock. What are life weapons? They are as bound as kin, equivalent to a familial relationship. Over 30 million cosmic eras have passed since His Majesty broke free from the time cycles. The tomb spirit shook its head gently. The earlier the break from time cycles occurs, the greater the hope. Surpassing 100 cosmic eras sees hope considerably reduced. Exceeding 1,000 cosmic eras, there's virtually no hope. And to surpass over 30 million cosmic eras? Moreover, if His Majesty really breaks free from the time cycles, becoming a time being, would He even care about these things? The tomb spirit said. True. Lin Yuan nodded. Indeed so. Even if His Majesty Shenhuang escapes the time cycles in the future, with the status of a 13-tier time being, he likely wouldn't regard these treasures. Then I won't hold back. Lin Yuan promptly gathered up the numerous treasures within the grand hall. The tomb spirit watched quietly without any hindrance. Ultimately, after hesitating for a while, the tomb spirit still spoke. As for the supreme treasure by which His Majesty left the suppression of time cycles, the tomb spirit reached out, and a yellow bead appeared before him. Is this the supreme treasure? Lin Yuan's expression grew solemn. He speculated the final supreme treasure His Majesty obtained likely relates to the 13-tier time being. Otherwise, it wouldn't require the power of time cycles to suppress.
No.
The tomb spirit shook its head.
No.
Lin Yuan was slightly puzzled. Wasn't the yellow bead the supreme treasure? Then why did the tomb spirit specifically bring it out? But as long as this bead is crushed, it can yield that supreme treasure. After a long silence, the tomb spirit finally spoke. This was an order given to him by His Majesty Shenhuang before his struggle for the 13th tier, as the spirit created by His Majesty Shenhuang. The tomb spirit cannot disobey any order from His Majesty Shenhuang. Crush it, and you can gain that supreme treasure? Lin Yuan was very curious, scrutinizing the yellow bead closely. In a vague sense, Lin Yuan perceived this bead to be suffused with the power of time, albeit incredibly weak. Indeed, the tomb spirit nodded before saying, however, I hope you refrain from crushing it for now. That treasure holds great importance. Even His Majesty relied on the 13th tier breakthrough coupled with descending time cycles to temporarily suppress it. If you crush it prematurely, danger may arise. The tomb spirit looked at Lin Yuan. Moreover, I personally, that is, me personally, do not wish for you to crush it too quickly. His Majesty Xuanhuang's original command left for him was to crush the yellow bead immediately once the successor arrived and inherited everything. But the tomb spirit instinctively did not want to do this, knowing what it signified. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. He could discern that the tomb spirit was reluctant to have this yellow bead crushed. Although unaware of the reasons, Lin Yuan did not plan to act contrary. His journey to the Shenhuang universe had already yielded ample rewards. The numerous mystical treasures outside the tomb, and so many treasure weapons within, including His Majesty Xuanhuang's main battle weapon, all had been gained. Lin Yuan was already quite satisfied. As for that supreme treasure acquired by His Majesty Shenhuang, the fact that it compelled His Majesty Shenhuang to advance prematurely to the 13th tier implies its significance. Even if the tomb spirit asked him to crush the yellow bead now, Lin Yuan would consider it cautiously and, finally, most probably choose not to crush it. Even if he had to crush it, he would wait until he stepped into the Chaos Realm or thoroughly cultivated to the peak of the Chaos Realm. With Lin Yuan's foundation, if he cultivates to the peak of the Chaos Realm, he may not necessarily reach the invincible Great Saint level, but it would probably be close. With a little more accumulation, he would become the strongest invincible Great Saint in the history of Chaos Void. Alright, this tomb is also a weapon. You can refine it now. The tomb spirit spoke. After refining, leave the Shenhuang universe quickly. Leave the Shenhuang universe? Lin Yuan vaguely sensed that ever since this tomb manifested, the deep-seated space-time collapse of the Shenhuang universe seemed to hasten. Okay. Lin Yuan nodded. Meanwhile, outside the Shenhuang universe, the Chaos Venerables haven't left. Though they dare not enter, they want to wait outside for a while longer, to see when the mysterious galaxy Great Saint would emerge. Suddenly, a remote space-time silently began to permeate with an enigmatic aura. This aura made the rules of the Chaos Void retreat and form a completely new set of rules, distinct from those of Chaos Void. What's happening? I can't sense the external rule fluctuations? Why does it feel like new unexplored fluctuations are emerging? Has a peerless Great Saint arrived by a thought turning into void? The many Chaos Venerables' expressions changed drastically. The standing of a peerless Great Saint can form a world of its own rule domain, in which the peerless Great Saint creates rules favorable to oneself. For example, the peerless Great Saint rule within a domain world disallows void traversing. So void traversing becomes impossible. Of course, the rules set by the peerless Great Saint must also be followed by themselves. Enemies cannot traverse the void, and neither can the peerless Great Saint. Despite such limitations, these means of reversing rules put the strength of peerless Great Saints beyond that of Chaos Great Saints. Is it them too? In distant twisted space-time, the eye of myriad laws and other special entities sensed something and gazed toward distant space-time. Weren't these two always in a deep slumber? Yes, I recall they had a grudge with His Majesty Shenhuang. After over 30 million cosmic eras, still planning for revenge? The halved long blade spoke, somewhat surprised. Most peerless Great Saints and even the Chaos Great Saints eventually choose to advance to the 13th tier. But still a minority of peerless Great Saints choose not to, opting instead to sleep through cosmic eras. Choosing revenge over advancing to the 13th tier? The eye of myriad laws also looked from afar. Ancient Ming Chaos Continent. Star Tier Fragment World. Lin Yuan Taiyin Primordial Spirit sat cross-legged. At this moment, Lin Yuan suddenly opened his eyes. Is the Pavilion Master of 10,000 Paths Pavilion seeking me? Lin Yuan's mind stirred subtly as the Pavilion Master of 10,000 Paths Pavilion, seeking audience outside, appeared before him. Galaxy. The Pavilion Master of 10,000 Paths Pavilion opened an eye suddenly in the middle of the brow, its pupil a pale gold, exuding an air of supremacy. Eye of myriad laws. Lin Yuan's expression turned slightly stern, immediately realizing the pavilion master standing before him was possessed by the Eye of myriad laws. Who now appeared had to be the Eye of myriad laws itself. What business do you have with me? Lin Yuan asked solemnly. The personal visit of the Eye of myriad laws surely signified major happenings. You should still be inside the Xianhuang universe, correct? Yes. Lin Yuan nodded. Leave quickly. The Eye of myriad laws looked at Lin Yuan. Two peerless great saints are proceeding there. Chapter 1166 Hunshao and Yulin. Two absolute saints? Upon hearing the words, Lin Yuan frowned slightly. The emergence of the Xianhuang universe attracting a large number of Chaos Venerables and several Chaos Great Saints is entirely normal. But absolute saints? Firstly, compared to the Chaos Great Saints, the number of absolute saints is much fewer. The probability of an absolute saint appearing near a newly emerged postnatal universe in the dispersed chaos void is almost negligible. Great saints like Blacklight and Dual Origin, among others, manage to come over through various means because they happen to be within 10,000 void domains around the emerging Xianhuang universe. Hence, they could afford the price for the Eye of myriad laws and the ancient altar spirit to teleport them. If it were farther, the cost would increase significantly. Within the range of 10,000 void domains, there would likely be about 8 or 9 Chaos Great Saints. As for absolute saints, even in 10 million or a billion void domains, it's almost impossible for an absolute saint to appear. Most absolute saints hide in mysterious special places within the chaos void, seldom contacting the outside world easily. For an absolute saint, they can create their own postnatal universe unless it is explicitly known that this postnatal universe comes from His Majesty Xianhuang, who is an absolute saint. Otherwise, they are unlikely to come personally. According to the Eye of myriad laws, are there currently 2 absolute saints approaching the Xianhuang universe? Absolute saints? And 2 at a time? Don't doubt. These 2 absolute saints have a grudge against that kid Xianhuang. The Eye of myriad laws shook slightly. Back when Xianhuang was attempting the 13th tier after 10,000 cosmic eras, when it was clear that the chances of advancing to the 13th tier were slim, it was these 2 absolute saints who pushed the decline of the profound Xianhuang line. So that's how it is. Lin Yuan understood suddenly. Although he didn't know the specific deeds of His Majesty Xianhuang in the Chaos Void, it was obviously extremely domineering. To call oneself His Majesty, how could one not be domineering? Being domineering naturally leads to many enemies, who dare not emerge when you are alive. But when you attempt the 13th tier and lack hope of escaping the cycle of time, they secretly stir up trouble to take revenge. After the Moyu Tower Master attempted the 13th tier, the rapid decline of the Magic Jade Tower was probably for this reason. Of course, every great saint will arrange everything for their subordinates before attempting the 13th tier. Rather than saying that the profound Xianhuang line and the Magic Jade Tower were forced to decline, it's more like they chose to fade away with time. What do these 2 absolute saints want to do when they come? Completely eradicate the Xianhuang universe? Lin Yuan asked. Pretty much. The Eye of myriad laws nodded. I didn't expect, after more than 30 million cosmic eras, that Hunshao and Jade Qilin still hold a grudge. Great Saint Hunshao, Jade Qilin, Great Saint. These names of the 2 absolute saints have almost faded in the history of time. Only a special existence like the Eye of myriad laws, which has witnessed nearly the entire past and present of the Chaos Void, knows the details about them. What should I do? Lin Yuan immediately asked. Although Lin Yuan could suppress formidable great saints like Dual Origin and Blacklight, it doesn't mean he's equivalent to an absolute saint. Lin Yuan achieved this through his nearly flawless abilities, domain suppression, and various offensive means, completely restraining most Chaos Great Saints. However, if facing absolute saints, Lin Yuan has no confidence. In such a situation, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't choose to confront head-on. Where in the Xianhuang universe are you currently? As long as you can come out within 10 breaths, I can send you away before Hunshao and Jade Qilin arrive. The Eye of myriad laws said. The entire Xianhuang universe is filled with the rules set by His Majesty Xianhuang. The Eye of myriad laws, such a special existence, wouldn't enter such a place easily, at most observing from outside. 10 breaths. Lin Yuan frowned. I'm in the deepest part of the universe. I can't come out in 10 breaths. Not to mention 10 breaths. Even 100 or 1,000 breaths wouldn't suffice for Lin Yuan. It took him several months to reach the depths of the Xian Huang universe. Can't come out. The Eye of Myriad Laws looked at Lin Yuan. Still in the deepest part of the Xian Huang universe? The Eye of Myriad Laws also felt troubled. How are your gains in the Xian Huang universe? The Eye of Myriad Laws knew about Lin Yuan receiving His Majesty Xuanhuang's inheritance, guessing he should have great gains inside. Not bad. Lin Yuan nodded. Not just not bad. Lin Yuan had collected almost all the treasures, rare items, and weapons within the Xian Huang universe, even obtaining His Majesty Xuanhuang's personal weapon. If it's just not bad, then I'd suggest you hand over everything you've gained in the Xian Huang universe, and I'll mediate. Jade Qilin and Hun Shao might show some leniency and let you go once. The Eye of Myriad Laws suggested, even if Lin Yuan obtained the inheritance from His Majesty Xian Huang, he's ultimately not a member of the profound Xian Huang line from that era. Even though Jade Qilin and Hun Shao have immense hatred towards the profound Xian Huang line, taking a step back and voluntarily handing over all the gains would prevent them from taking extreme actions. Even absolute saints would have some qualms considering the Eye of Myriad Laws' relationship with life at the 13th tier, even if it can't directly meddle with the causes and effects in the chaos void. Hand over all the gains? Lin Yuan frowned tightly. This time, the gains within the Xian Huang universe were enormous for him. Was he to give them up just like that? Lin Yuan was naturally unwilling. If you're really unwilling to hand over the gains. The Eye of Myriad Laws noticed Lin Yuan's thoughts, immediately saying, then let me mediate directly, but if you show no gesture, Jade Qilin and Hun Shao might not heed my words. Chapter 1167. For an absolute saint, a special entity like the Eye of Myriad Laws is at most something to be wary of, but fear? Far from it. After all, the Eye of Myriad Laws cannot intervene directly, while an absolute saint has essentially reached the pinnacle of the chaos void. The absolute saint dares not provoke the Eye of Myriad Laws, fearing to attract the attention of the life behind it. But the Eye of Myriad Laws cannot force any absolute saint to do anything. Then please. Lin Yuan looked at the Eye of Myriad Laws and said with a slightly solemn tone, I can only try. There's no guarantee that Jade Qilin or Hun Shao will listen to me. The Eye of Myriad Laws said directly. Over the long years, he has formed good relations with many absolute saints, but to have them oppose two absolute saints, especially those from more than 30 million cosmic eras ago, is difficult. And it's already too late. Great Saint Jade Qilin and Great Saint Hun Shao dared not cause trouble while Xian Huang was alive. But that does not mean these two absolute saints are weak. On the contrary, Great Saint Jade Qilin and Great Saint Hun Shao are considered powerful among absolute saints. The ability to endure under the cosmic suppression of an almost invincible great saint like Xian Huang for so many cosmic eras is not something an ordinary absolute saint can accomplish. Outside the Xian Huang universe, two figures appeared silently. These two figures stood calmly, and the rules of space-time and the Great Tao all retreated, permeated by an entirely new rule of the Great Tao covering from themselves. Each chaos venerable shivered in fear, trembling under the invisible aura. Xian Huang universe? This is the universe created by Xian Huang. It's been so long since I felt this kind of aura. The figure on the left, wearing jade armor and with an ancient gaze, looked at the distant entrance of the Xian Huang universe, his voice traveling through time and space. At that moment, all beings who heard the voice had their minds and wills affected, twisted, as though they would completely submit to the voice's owner. Erase this Xian Huang universe, and there won't be much trace left of Xian Huang in this chaos void. The fear in our hearts will dissipate significantly, and then we can attempt to break through to the 13th stage. The other figure spoke up. The first to speak among these two figures was Great Saint Jade Qilin, and next was Great Saint Hun Shao. Breaking through to the 13th stage will face time loops. Not only will it be tests we've never encountered before, but they will also target our psychological weaknesses. Great Saint Jade Qilin said in a low voice, for these two absolute saints, Xian Huang has already become something akin to a heart demon. For over 30 million cosmic eras, the reason the two absolute saints kept pushing for the downfall of the profound Shenhuang lineage included a hatred for Shenhuang. They also want to erase traces of Xuanhuang's existence, thereby weakening their own psychological obsession and heart demon. Only in this way can they increase their chances of surviving the time loop. Let's go and see what Shenhuang left behind. Great Saint Hunshao glanced at Great Saint Jade Qilin and first stepped into the Shenhuang universe. Great Saint Jade Qilin followed closely behind. Rumble. As soon as the two absolute saints entered the Shenhuang universe, they were immediately suppressed by the rules of the Shenhuang universe, but in an instant, the suppression originating from the universe's origin source was diluted and neutralized. Shenhuang. This is merely a universe you left behind. In over 40 million cosmic eras, its internal spacetime has begun to collapse and can no longer affect us. Great Saint Huinshao's gaze was calm. If Shenhuang were still alive, no matter how bold they would not dare enter this postnatal universe. But Shenhuang has already fallen into a time loop. With this postnatal universe operating and suppressing on instinct, how could it possibly deal with them? In the deepest part of the Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan's figure appeared, and at the same time, avatars from across the universe quickly approached him. Senior. Lin Yuan released the tomb spirit. Can you still merge the tomb into the depths of spacetime? Just like it manifested before I arrived. Such means of merging with spacetime must be personally executed by His Majesty. The tomb spirit paused slightly and shook his head. Since you have come and inherited everything from His Majesty, even the tomb is now yours. Naturally, it cannot be merged. What's wrong? Has some issue occurred? The tomb spirit also noticed that Lin Yuan's tone seemed a bit off. The two enemies of Your Majesty, Great Saint Hunshao and Great Saint Jade Qilin, have arrived. Lin Yuan immediately said. Those two. Tomb spirit's expression subtly changed. As the spirit created by Shenhuang, it inherited some memories and was aware of these two peerless great saints. Before His Majesty last attempted to ascend to the 13th tier, he had specifically sought them out, killed 39 of their physical bodies, and only stopped once the causal linkage was confirmed to have disappeared. Unexpectedly, they managed to endure it, Tomb Spirit said. Does this universe have any other exits? Lin Yuan immediately asked. I am just the Tomb Spirit, not the spirit of the universe. Tomb Spirit replied helplessly. Boom! Suddenly, Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. He could feel two presences different from the Shenhuang universe rapidly occupying the surrounding time and space, and in an instant, covering more than half. Whether it was Lin Yuan or other great saints, upon entering the Shenhuang universe, they usually integrated their presence into the universe. However, these two presences were making themselves transcend the universe, even beginning to replace the laws and operations of the Shenhuang universe. Swish! Lin Yuan immediately stowed away the tomb spirit and simultaneously began communicating with the Eye of Myriad Laws. In no time, Great Saint Jade Qilin and Great Saint Hunshao descended into the deepest part of the universe. Did not expect its Shenhuang remnants. Great Saint Jade Qilin glanced at Lin Yuan and instantly recognized the aura indicating Lin Yuan practiced the evolutionary path of Shenhuang. From the time they entered the Shenhuang universe until now, the two peerless great saints had only spent 10 breaths, unaffected in the slightest by the time-space suppression within the Shenhuang universe. Two great saints. Lin Yuan spoke with the exterior universe operating, resisting the oppression of the two peerless great saints. Interesting. Great Saint Hunshao gazed down at Lin Yuan, a smile appearing on his face. Throughout so many cosmic eras, we have eradicated many Shenhuang remnants. You are the most powerful of them. Buzz. At this moment, virtual air breath drew into shape, forming a giant eye. Hunshao Jade Qilin. The Eye of Myriad Laws looked at the two peerless great saints. He was reluctant to enter the Shenhuang universe, but it wasn't impossible for him to do so. Eye of Myriad Laws? What are you doing coming in? Great Saint Hunshao appeared surprised. Perhaps other entities were unaware of their feud with Xuanhuang's lineage, but the Eye of Myriad Laws certainly understood, so why bother joining at this moment? The galaxy has causation with our 10,000 Paths Pavilion. May I let him out? The Eye of Myriad Laws spoke. Rest assured. I can make him vow never to participate in anything related to Xuanhuang's lineage in the future. Let him out. Great Saint Hunshao looked at the Eye of No Laws, speaking blandly. Eye of Myriad Laws, you really want to meddle in everything. Other matters can be discussed, but not this one. Great Saint Jade Qilin directly said. Although Lin Yuan wasn't a peerless great saint, his strength was certainly at the pinnacle among Chaos great saints. Letting Lin Yuan go? It would absolutely be an unignorable hazard. We will not only refrain from letting him go, but we will also hunt all of his true bodies and avatars. Great Saint Hunshao spoke. It was precisely because Xuanhuang did not completely annihilate them that led to the insane revenge on Xuanhuang's lineage by the two peerless great saints later. Now, Great Saint Hunshao naturally wouldn't make the same mistake. Hunt all my true bodies and avatars? Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. Originally, he intended to simply hand over his gains if there was truly no choice. After all, given Lin Yuan's growth speed, Great Saint Hunshao and Great Saint Jade Qilin would at most just be temporary custodians. Once Lin Yuan breakthroughs to the Chaos realm and possesses strength akin to an invincible great saint, he could easily retrieve it. But to hunt down all his true bodies and avatars? Do you really have to take things this far? The Eye of Myriad Laws hadn't anticipated the two peerless great saints to be this ruthless. Chapter 1168. Crush it. The Eye of Myriad Laws, your creator, is a great time being. The Jade Qilin great saint looked at the Eye of Myriad Laws. Precisely for this reason, you cannot intervene in the entanglements and causality within the chaos void, nor can you directly stop us. You can call in favors to have other supreme saints stop us. But for how long? The Jade Qilin great saint said with a smile. Throughout the long years, the 10,000 Paths Pavilion has helped many cultivators with great potential, a few of whom eventually became supreme saints. But to expect these supreme saints to oppose us because of past assistance? The Jade Qilin great saint didn't believe any supreme saint would do so. Moreover, the galaxy is now before us, and this physical body is doomed to annihilation. The Eye of Myriad Laws can at most prevent us from hunting down the true bodies of the galaxy. But only a supreme saint can stop me, and essentially no supreme saint would do so. The Eye of Myriad Laws remained silent. Indeed it was so. It is a special existence related to the 13th stage, holding a transcendent position in the chaos void, with no supreme saint daring to provoke it willingly. Even the Xian Emperor and the Moyu Tower Master, such invincible great saints, would not dare to provoke it actively. But ultimately, it is not a true time being and cannot bring much intimidation to supreme saints. Supreme saints hold it in respect at most, not in fear. Leave. The great Saint Hunshao spoke, also having no intention of thoroughly offending the Eye of Myriad Laws. But Lin Yuan, this remnant of the profound Xuanhuang, would certainly not be let go. With Lin Yuan's current strength, even if he cannot become a supreme saint in the future, he can easily pose a threat to their tribe when the two of them ascend to the 13th stage. The two supreme saints have lived through numerous cosmic eras, with relatives and friends mostly deceased, but their tribe remains. Jade Qilin, Hunshao, I will remember you. The Eye of Myriad Laws directly dissipated on the spot. At the same time, the star-tier fragment world. The Eye of Myriad Laws looked at Lin Yuan. Galaxy. I'm helpless. The Eye of Myriad Laws sighed, although before coming forward, it had predicted there was a high possibility that the two supreme saints would not heed its words. But truly facing this scene, the Eye of Myriad Laws still felt somewhat helpless. However, with me here, those two can only erase your physical body in the Xuanhuang universe. As for all your true bodies and avatars, that's impossible. The Eye of Myriad Laws said with a cold laugh. I know a few special mysterious places that can isolate causality and spacetime. Besides me, no other beings, even invincible great saints, can enter. The Eye of Myriad Laws said, Now prepare to bring along your tribe and friends, and I will transport you there. While the eye of myriad laws cannot directly intervene in the chaos and causality within the chaos void, it can indirectly influence it. Like now, as the two supreme saints want to hunt down all Lin Yuan's true bodies and avatars. The eye of myriad laws simply sends Lin Yuan to a place the two supreme saints cannot enter, such that the two supreme saints are naturally helpless. Thank you, Lin Yuan said with a slight tone of gratitude. In fact, even without the eye of myriad laws, Lin Yuan had means to protect his primordial spirit avatars. The safest way is to place all the human civilization tribes into a micro-world and then descend into other dimensional worlds via the door of myriad worlds. As long as the human civilization within the micro-world doesn't come out, they won't notice the world's changes. When Lin Yuan grows powerful enough to sweep through those two supreme saints, he can naturally bring the human civilization back. However, this method involves different dimensions and perhaps risks exposing the door of myriad worlds. Unless absolutely necessary, Lin Yuan still prefers not to do so. So far, Lin Yuan has never let a second person contact the door of myriad worlds. No need to thank me. I'm also doing it for myself, the door of myriad worlds said. If you die at the hands of Jade Qilin and the others, wouldn't my previous efforts to spread the path of martial path evolution to you be in vain? The door of myriad worlds helped Lin Yuan with its own plans as well. One reason it held Lin Yuan in high regard, believing that as long as he continued growing smoothly, he would at least become an invincible great saint. The second is that the door of myriad worlds had already made many investments in Lin Yuan, and naturally could not watch those two supreme saints make a move against him idly. Shenhuang Universe. The Jade Qilin Great Saint and the Great Saint Hunshao looked down at Lin Yuan. I'm curious about what you've gained in this Shenhuang Universe. Did the Shen Emperor leave anything concerning us? The Jade Qilin Great Saint said. Now the entire Shenhuang universe is under the control of the two supreme saints, so there is no rush.
No.
Lin Yuan observed the two supreme saints while speaking. Inside the Shenhuang Mausoleum, there are many murals depicting the great events of the Shen Emperor from obscurity to overlooking the entire chaos void. But throughout, Lin Yuan never saw any record concerning the Jade Qilin Great Saint or the Great Saint Hunshao. If it weren't for learning from the Tomb Spirit that the Shen Emperor wiped out 39 bodies of the two supreme saints before attempting to ascend to the 13th stage, Lin Yuan wouldn't even know the deeds of these two supreme saints.
No.
The Shen Emperor didn't leave any information on us? The Jade Qilin Great Saint's face turned ugly, and so did the Great Saint Hunshao beside him. The implication being that the Shen Emperor never regarded them highly. Upon realizing this, the aura of the two supreme saints began to ripple softly. It's now. Lin Yuan stepped forward. The space-time around started to warp, specifically the profound Xuanhuang's three great Tao-protecting secret skills, space-time 9 steps. Facing the two supreme saints, Lin Yuan had no intention of opposing them, but focused on escape instead. Space-time 9 steps? The Jade Qilin Great Saint shook his head slightly. We've hunted enough of the disciples of the profound Shenhuang tribe and long developed means to suppress such escape secret skills. Just as the words fell, Lin Yuan noticed the surrounding space-time beginning to change, and his grasp over time and space rapidly waned. Failed on the first step? Lin Yuan thought to himself, likewise looking up at the two supreme saints. If that's the case, then we'll fight to the death. Lin Yuan's eyes slightly burned with fighting spirit, and the universe around him began to whirl crazily. The Jade Qilin Great Saint showed a somewhat astonished expression. Though not a supreme saint on account of the personal domain, he can compel the Great Tao's rules to retreat. Impressive. I increasingly want to kill you. The Great Saint Huinshao's tone gradually turned icy. The more formidable Lin Yuan seemed, the stronger their desire to kill him grew. Rumbling sounds. In the next moment, the Great Saint Hunshao decisively acted, slapping at the universe around Lin Yuan. Outside the Shenhuang universe, in the twisted space-time, the Eye of Myriad Laws and several other special existences still had not left. Myriad Laws? What did you go in there for just now? The broken long blade glanced at the Eye of Myriad Laws. The Eye of Myriad Laws had split a trace of power into the Shenhuang universe, and they naturally noticed it. Nothing in particular, just wanted to take someone away. The Eye of Myriad Laws said. Take someone away? The broken long blade said. Rejected by Hun Shao and the others? Yes. The Eye of Myriad Laws nodded. Humph. Ants doomed to be trapped in a time loop. They can only show off their might now. The broken long blade shook its head. As an existence similar to the Eye of Myriad Laws, it naturally stood in opposition to the invincible great saint. Ha! Just then, the nearby ancient altar spirit was slightly surprised. Is there a fight inside? At this moment, within the Shenhuang universe, vast space-time fluctuations faintly spread, like two prehistoric behemoths trembling in deep waters, causing the water surface to become unsteady. Deep within the Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan exerted all his might to activate the cosmos outside his body, contending with great Saint Hun Shao, combining the devouring of the fierce sun's origin, along with mastering the second level of infinite void, and the enhancement of refining the dark sky heart. Lin Yuan's internal cosmos was already stronger than that of a normal invincible great saint. But the means of an invincible great saint are by no means limited to the internal cosmos, let alone great Saint Hun Shao, who is not just any invincible great saint. Not a match. Lin Yuan's heart was heavy. Although at this moment he barely contended with great Saint Hun Shao, Lin Yuan knew it was only temporary. As time passed, he would inevitably be suppressed by this invincible great saint. Detonate the external cosmos? Lin Yuan thought of this method, simultaneously glancing at the other invincible great saint, Jade Qilin great saint. No great hope in his heart. With only great Saint Hun Shao here, suddenly detonating the external cosmos might indeed create a chance to escape. But beside great Saint Hun Shao, there was also Jade Qilin great saint. Under the pressure of two invincible great saints, even detonating the external cosmos would hardly offer a chance to escape. Even if I lose this body, I'll shatter all treasures and rare wonders in the end. Lin Yuan made up his mind. He couldn't destroy great saint-level weapons temporarily, but treasures and rare wonders? Those he could annihilate. Suddenly, at that moment, Lin Yuan's expression slightly changed. Within his internal cosmos, the Shenhuang mausoleum was suspended, and the tomb spirit appeared. Can you withstand Hun Shao and Jade Qilin? The tomb spirit asked. Probably not, Lin Yuan said truthfully. If not for great Saint Hun Shao being unwilling to pay any price during his suppression, he would probably already be at a disadvantage. Alas! The tomb spirit fell silent. Once Lin Yuan couldn't resist, everything in the Shenhuang universe would fall into the hands of Xuanhuang's enemies, especially the three personal weapons of His Majesty, and that one bead. That bead. You should crush it. The tomb spirit said bitterly, as if it had made a certain decision. Crush that bead. Lin Yuan furrowed his brow. Wouldn't that summon the treasure His Majesty obtained? Lin Yuan remembered the tomb spirit's words. Once that Shenhuang bead was crushed, the treasure obtained by His Majesty from the dimensional rift would be acquired, even risking an early impact on the 13th stage to preserve that treasure. No matter, just crush it directly. After saying this, the tomb spirit vanished from its place. The outside world. Lin Yuan's expression was puzzled. But since the tomb spirit said so, he wouldn't hesitate and directly took out that Shenhuang bead. The bead was round, with a Shenhuang color inside, surrounded by a faint aura of time. Swish! The Shenhuang bead appeared in Lin Yuan's hand. What is that? Great Saint Hun Shao and Jade Qilin Great Saint also saw this scene, and upon seeing the Shenhuang bead, they vaguely sensed something. The next moment, Lin Yuan held the Shenhuang bead, applying gentle pressure. Crack! The bead was crushed with a crisp sound. Time seemed to come to a halt. The instant the Shenhuang bead was crushed, threads of the power of time began to gather. Space-time gradually manifested scene after scene, finally forming a loop, repeating endlessly like a cycle. In the scenes, was an incomparably majestic heavenly court, with grand immortal palaces and lofty jade towers. In the highest divine hall, a man sat on the throne. The man rested his head on his right hand, appearing to be in slumber. But at the instant the Shenhuang bead was crushed. This man seemed to sense something, slowly opening his closed eyes. Buzz. The man vanished soundlessly from the throne. Shenhuang Universe. Beside Lin Yuan. At some unknown time, a robust and majestic man appeared. The man was enveloped in golden light, perhaps the most emperorial of all the mighty great saints who had arisen across countless cosmic eras and myriad cosmic eras in the chaos void. He stood quietly by Lin Yuan's side, hands held behind his back, without looking at Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint, but instead cast a glance at Lin Yuan. You, Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint trembled with terror, nearly turning to flee. Chapter 1169. Shenhuang. Outside Shenhuang Universe. The minds of many Chaos Venerables were shaken, and it took them a while to regain their composure. Just now, did a Supreme Great Saint enter? A single thought forms the void, replacing the rules of the Chaos Void. It must be a Supreme Great Saint. Only a Supreme Great Saint can form a new void rule and path in an instant. Ah, a Supreme Great Saint. The Chaos Venerables quickly conversed and discussed. The Chaos Evolution Power Foundation of a Supreme Great Saint is hefty enough to bear numerous rules and paths of the Chaos Void, which makes forming new rules possible. Becoming a Supreme Great Saint, strength is secondary. It further signifies that the path one's taking is broad enough. Although there are myriad paths all leading to the same destination, the paths have no differences in rank. But a muddy trail compared to a heavenly path. Even if both can reach the end, the processes are vastly different. Simply said, for a Chaos Great Saint to become a Supreme Great Saint, it is unrelated to talent and aptitude. It depends on whether the path of strength one walks is hefty and wide. Why did the Eye of Myriad Laws immediately perceive that Lin Yuan could become a Supreme Great Saint upon detecting the evolution path Lin Yuan let it spread, originating from the branch of his own evolution path? It's because the martial arts evolution road can branch out so many paths at the path-splitting realm stage, even reaching paths with potential at the chaos realm. One can imagine how broad and weighty the martial arts evolution road itself is. Such an evolution path, as long as it grows smoothly, becoming a Supreme Great Saint is inevitable. Were two Supreme Great Saints here just now? Two Supreme Great Saints? The Chaos Venerables quickly communicated. Some Venerable caught a fleeting glimpse of two vague figures arriving instantaneously from distant spacetime. Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint never intended to enter the Shenhuang universe quietly. As Supreme Great Saints, they should roam freely in the Chaos Void. How could they sneak around? Therefore, they never concealed themselves. But even so, most Chaos Venerables couldn't even lift their heads under the pressure of Supreme Great Saints. Only a few saw their vague forms. Did both Supreme Great Saints enter this postnatal universe? It seems this postnatal universe truly has a significant background. Whether it has a significant background, I'm not concerned, as it has nothing to do with me. Indeed, just that Galaxy Saint is rather unfortunate. The Chaos Venerables suddenly thought of the situation within the Shenhuang universe. Since suppressing Black Light Great Saint, Wild Barbarian Great Saint, and the other 8 Chaos Great Saints, this postnatal universe was completely occupied by Galaxy Great Saint. With the combat power Galaxy Great Saint displayed, other Chaos Great Saints dared not enter. As for the Chaos Venerables originally inside, Galaxy Great Saint didn't expel them. But these Chaos Venerables knew their limits, only daring to wander around the outer regions of the Shenhuang universe. Simply put, this postnatal universe has already become Galaxy Great Saint's backyard. But now, the arrival of 2 Supreme Great Saints has completely disrupted this scenario. Galaxy Great Saint is strong, his domain world could make numerous rules and paths retreat, but after the decision of several Chaos Great Saints, Galaxy Great Saint ultimately did not reach the level of Supreme Great Saint. In this situation, with 2 Supreme Great Saints entering, The conclusion for Galaxy Great Saint within the universe is almost predictable. If lucky and those two supreme great saints are in a good mood, he might leave alive, but the gains from this trip within the universe would surely have to be surrendered. If unlucky, just like Galaxy Great Saint treated Black Light Great Saint, Wild Barbarian Great Saint, suppressed by two supreme great saints, exchanging with ransom. If even unluckier, if detested by the two supreme great saints, there's a chance of directly facing death. The stature of supreme great saints is too high. They don't care much about ransom. Distant void domain. Wild Barbarian Great Saint saw many friends, none willing to step in to assist him in negotiating with Galaxy Great Saint. At that moment, Wild Barbarian Great Saint received news. Two supreme great saints entered that postnatal universe too? Upon hearing this, Wild Barbarian Great Saint's expression was not of joy but fear. His main battle body was in the hands of Galaxy Great Saint in the Shenhuang universe, so he was very concerned about information from that area, immediately being aware of the two supreme great saints' arrival. Things have become complicated. Wild Barbarian Great Saint's brows knitted tightly. The exchange for his main battle body in the hands of Lin Yuan required a high price, but at least that price was determined. For instance, Wild Barbarian Great Saint only needed to gather 10 billion Chaos Stones to regain his main battle body. This is what Galaxy Great Saint agreed to. Such a mighty existence generally would not be untrustworthy. But now with two additional Supreme Great Saints, it's beyond Wild Barbarian Great Saint's control. With two Supreme Great Saints entering the postnatal universe, Galaxy Great Saint should be suppressed, meaning the main battle bodies of these Chaos Great Saints fall into the hands of the two Supreme Great Saints. Galaxy Great Saint was willing to exchange their main battle bodies for 10 billion Chaos Stones. Doesn't mean the two Supreme Great Saints would do the same. Galaxy Great Saint, you must escape. Wild Barbarian Great Saint gazed towards the Shenhuang universe, silently pondering. He inexplicably hoped that Galaxy Great Saint, who suppressed his main battle body, could escape from the hands of those two Supreme Great Saints. Not only Wild Barbarian Great Saint, but Black Light Great Saint, Tianlu Great Saint also felt uneasy. The entrance of Supreme Great Saints made the situation increasingly complex. Chapter 1170. Originally, one only needed to hand over the corresponding number of Chaos Stones to safely exchange back the main battle body. But now, who knows what further price needs to be paid? The two unparalleled Great Saints? The dual-origin Great Saint, who had already reached another void domain, was slightly taken aback, then immediately felt a sense of relief. Galactic Great Saint, it seems I have to thank you, the dual-origin Great Saint thought to himself. If it weren't for the Galactic Great Saint, he would still be exploring within the Shenhuang universe at this moment. At this time, with the entry of the two unparalleled Great Saints, what could his dual-origin outcome be? The dual-origin Great Saint barely escaped from Lin Yuan's grasp after a desperate fight. But facing the unparalleled Great Saints, no matter how much he struggled for his life, he couldn't escape. By then, his fate would certainly be much worse than it is now. This Galactic Great Saint, to persist for so long in front of Hunshao? Remarkable. I reckon Hunshao was unwilling to pay the price and wanted to suppress the Galactic Great Saint without loss. Even so, it's very rare, as the Galactic Great Saint doesn't even possess the power of chaos evolution. The Broken Blade, the Ancient Altar Spirit, the Eye of Myriad Laws, and several other special beings were observing the situation within the Shenhuang universe. At the level of an unparalleled Great Saint, the formation of an independent void world makes it impossible for these special beings to forcibly penetrate for observation. But based on the faint time-space fluctuations transmitted, many things could be inferred. These special beings have experienced one cosmic era after another, possessing keen vision and can deduce many conclusions from subtle hints. At this moment, the entire Shenhuang universe froze completely. This freezing involved not only space but also time. If the previous Shenhuang universe was a stream of flowing water, then at this moment the Shenhuang universe had solidified from flowing water to a solid. All power fluctuations and aura rules were completely silenced, unable to be transmitted in the slightest. What is this? The special beings like the broken blade and the ancient altar spirit suddenly had a change in expression, and a common thought surged in their hearts. Xian Huang, a majestic and towering man, stood in mid-air, without emitting any aura. But since his appearance, inexplicable changes began in the Xian Huang universe. The Grand Road rules started boiling, and the rules initially oppressed by the Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint rapidly counterpressed. Compared to the changes in the Xian Huang universe, Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint paid no attention. The gazes of the two unparalleled great saints were fixed on the majestic and towering man, as if witnessing an unbelievable scene, like the sudden appearance of someone who absolutely should not have appeared. Xian Huang, weren't you advancing to the 13th stage? Great Saint Hunshao was on high alert, his voice trembling. He was certain that the majestic and towering man before him was not some kind of imprint consciousness but Xian Huang himself, the invincible great saint who, over 30 million cosmic eras ago, had the power to sweep away other unparalleled great saints. Back when Xian Huang was advancing towards the 13th stage, to eliminate potential threats, he specifically hunted down a batch of unparalleled great saints, among whom were Hunshao and Jade Qilin. In the end, Hunshao and Jade Qilin, being left with no choice, opted for reincarnation to escape Xuan Huang's hunt. The Chaos Realm allows for reincarnation, and a great saint who achieves perfection in the Chaos Realm can retain some memories post-reincarnation, with an unparalleled great saint retaining even more. However, even if all memories are retained, what of it? After reincarnation, it is the weakest period for any great saint. If reincarnated into a strong species, it's still manageable, but if reincarnated into a fragile species, it becomes perilous. Reincarnation in the Chaos Realm, whether for ordinary beings or unparalleled great saints, is random, leaving no choice in the reincarnation target. In the boundless chaos void, primordial universes, secret realms, and the weak, fragile species make up 99%, with the strong species being few. This means that unless unbelievably lucky, even an unparalleled great saint is likely to reincarnate into a low starting point. With such a low start, even possessing partial memory, survival is still difficult if trapped in a desperate and perilous situation. Once the reincarnated body dies, a second reincarnation will occur, and the memories retained during the second reincarnation will become negligible, making the hope of returning as a great saint even more remote. At the Chaos Great Saint level, especially the Absolute Great Saints, their paths are vast and profound, holding hope of becoming a time life. If not absolutely necessary, they would never choose reincarnation. Have you crossed into the 13th layer? Beside him, Jade Qilin Great Saint was shaken. The first thought in his mind when he heard Xian Huang slipped out of the time loop was that he had crossed into the 13th layer.
No.
You have not crossed into the 13th layer. The birth of every time life causes a vibration in the space-time layer of the chaos void, and we will certainly become aware of it. Jade Qilin Great Saint felt an immense terror in his heart, but still managed to maintain basic rationality. For life in the chaos void, when crossing from the 11th to the 12th layer, they will endure the infusion of the chaos void origin. And when crossing from the 12th to the 13th layer, it is the same, but the shock caused far exceeds the former. Right? You have not crossed into the 13th layer. Great Saint Hunshao also realized, and they looked at the majestic and formidable man not far away. For over 30 million cosmic eras, this man has become their heart demon. The two absolute great saints dared not challenge the 13th layer, and they sought to erase the traces of the profound Xian Huang lineage to minimize the heart demon's influence on them. So many cosmic eras have passed, and you two wastes have still not changed. The majestic and great man smiled and muttered to himself. Xian Huang. Lin Yuan also looked at the majestic and great man beside him, his heart rippling. Xian Huang? Is that Xian Huang? The founder of the profound Xian Huang lineage? Even though not an invincible great saint, yet not the slightest bit weaker than an invincible great saint's absolute great saint? Lin Yuan was filled with countless thoughts. Since stepping into the 9th layer and entering the Xian Huang secret realm, he had heard of this sovereign Xian Huang, and in the universe of his homeland, the legacy of the profound Xian Huang line had played a significant role for him. And now, has he actually met the true sovereign Xianhuang? Crushing that bead will summon sovereign Xianhuang? Lin Yuan's thoughts surged, but a greater doubt arose in his heart. If so, why did the tomb spirit advise him as much as possible not to crush it? Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint's expressions were gloomy. Though still terrified, when they heard Xianhuang refer to them as waste, their eyes clouded as if they returned to over 30 million cosmic eras ago. At that time, they were also absolute great saints, supposedly dominating the chaos void, ultimately consolidating everything to impact the 13th layer. But in that era, Xianhuang, this monster, was born, who was born nothing more than an ant-like life nurtured by the natural universe. In terms of inheritance, Xianhuang had no elders to rely on. Yet this ant quickly grew to the chaos realm perfection, absolute great saint. Great Saint Hunshao, Jade Qilin Great Saint, and many other absolute great saints of that era basically lived under Xianhuang's shadow. Xianhuang, over 30 million cosmic eras have passed. Jade Qilin and I underwent one reincarnation, returning to the peak, much stronger than before. Great Saint Huinshao's voice grew louder, resonating across space-time. Jade Qilin Great Saint was the same, his eyes quickly calmed down. Is that so? The majestic great man smiled slightly, then lifted his right hand behind him. Escape! Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint, like startled birds, fled towards the entrance without hesitation. At this moment, Xianhuang universe integrated into one. They could not tear the surrounding space-time, and only hope of escape lay at the entrance. Inner universe. Inside the tomb spirit sat there, looking downcast, softly whispering, "Your Majesty." Even though 30 million cosmic eras can't break through the time cycle, the hope of stepping into the 13th layer will be very slim. But however slim, it is still hope, and in the distant future there might be changes. Even without changes but falling into the time cycle, you are still alive. As long as you are alive, there is hope. There is hope. The eyes of the tomb spirit lowered. Faint crystal tears rolled down. But why give up this hope? Why give up? The tomb spirit's body trembled violently.